disappointed in every one of you.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend you.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I kiss you on the mouth.
No, I'm not cool with that. I'm sorry.
One more time.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I mean, I'm dealing with degenerate animals.
I'm disappointed in every one of you. Disappointed in every one of you.
All right, come on.
Honestly, I can't do it, man.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
Let me tell you why.
It's gonna be all right, Nicky. Go ahead, shoot.
You just killed a little fucking man.
What are you going to do about it?
Yeah, because you got nothing. You don't got a thing. Yeah, because you got nothing.
Lobito! Got nothing.
I want to get out. I want to get out of this rat hole. I want to get online. I need
BDA Boxing.
All right. Cut the goddamn music.
It's showtime.
All right, people, welcome to BDA Boxing, the boxing debate arena. We already have Pete, Stu, and Gonzalo on the lines. Guys, welcome to the show.
Hey, how's it
Showtime.
going? How's it going, Pete, Stu, everybody? Kimbucho.
Chillaxing. Let's see who's on the chat. Let's give some shout outs here. Saint Brit, Brandon White, BMK, Superfly, Saint Brit. Okay, yeah. Body Aces, Stephen Lawler, Kal-El, G Boogie, and Billy Bullshit. Nice name. And Joe Webb. Guys, welcome to the show. All right. Anything goes tonight. So, anything goes. Basically, I'll open the lines later on. I gotta go, but I'll be back in like 30 minutes with the phone lines and everything will be set. So what do you guys want to talk about? Are you tired of the Wilder Fury talk, or you want to keep on talking about that?
Well, look,
Yeah.
I mean, Deontay Wilder keeps giving us a story, so yeah, let's keep mocking Wilder. I mean, I was willing to let this go, but nah, I'm happy to carry it on. I'm happy to get these people on suicide watch. You know, the more excuses Deontay Wilder makes. Hang on a sec, my dog's chewing. So he's chewing. Get out of here.
Uh-oh.
Sorry about that. Yeah, the more things Deontay Wilder says, the more people are actually. Because you got to remember, a lot of these people didn't see the fight. They don't really care for boxing, but because Wilder's making these excuses, it's all over the media, not even the boxing media. It's all over the TMZ, all that sort of stuff. The fucking even the New York Times, all them sort of papers. I've caught up on this story, so people are seeing this and think, "Well, I'll go and check that out. I'll go and check the costumer." So it's making him more famous for being a guy that got his ass whooped and made a stupid excuse about his costume. It's embarrassing, and anyone that condones it or defends it is a fucking clown of the highest order.
You know what? Some of these LGBTC channels, like this weirdo guy, FTPB, these guys were saying, "Oh, Wilder was just joking when he said that the suit was too heavy. He was just joking." I'm like, what's the joke? What's the joke there? I don't get the joke. It's an excuse. But these LTBC fanboys are trying to defend Deontay Wilder's excuses. It's pretty pathetic at this point.
Well, it's like I just said in my video that we've just posted.
Mm-hmm.
You can come up with all these fucking excuses, all these reasons, but the truth is, the fucking guy is just not good enough. Never has been. Why do you think they've been keeping him away from dangerous guys for? He got Tyson Fury at his worst. He thought he'd cherry-pick that fight, get Tyson Fury, knock him out, and then he never would have fought Tyson Fury again if he'd have got the stoppage. Never would he have took that rematch. So, yeah, it backfired on him. And then he had to fight a Tyson that's obviously fit, you know, in shape, a good 270 pounds as well. Obviously, a Tyson that's been in the Kronk gym, learning the Kronk style. Like I said in my video also, that style suits him to a T because he's a big guy with a big jab, can use his weight, maul and hold on the inside and just take the legs away from the opponent. You know, You know, you can put pressure on a fighter without being exposed. You know, without being caught. You know, look at Tyson Fury. He can forward all night, but barely anything landed because he had head movement. He was using the jab, timing Wilder at the right times. He was doubling at the jab and then charging him, like I said you had to do, because he's jitterish. He's jittery. He doesn't react quick enough, Wilder. He's not a counter puncher. Never has been. Can't fight in the back foot. He doesn't react. So when you double up the jab and then charge him with the right hand, even if you miss, you're close up. You can work on the inside. Nothing's coming back. So the game plan was spot on. And I just don't see the point of a third fight, because when you see trilogies of the past, they've all been close fights. That's why we've had trilogies. There was nothing close about them two fights. He got lucky because Tyson Fury put his hands down and Ben Davison come out with a game plan that helped Deontay Wilder on the night. But let's be real. We've had two fights now. Wilder's probably won 2 rounds. Time to move on.
No, it's time to move on to the third fight.
Yeah, it'll happen. It'll happen, and if that might be the nail in the coffin, but it is what it is. You know, he got exposed, but he still got a puncher chance. He can win. I give him about 25% out of a 100% chance if he goes into a firefight. But with that being said, it'll probably be the end of Deontay Wilder with that fight, and then he'll start losing continuously after that.
Yeah, when
the
you
thing
say
is, though, Wilder doesn't have the fundamental skills to come back with a different game plan, because he's not going to outbox. Like with Joshua, he had enough about him, enough fundamentals to outbox Ruiz on the back foot. You're not doing that against Tyson Fury. You know, you just can't. You're not going to outbox him. Wilder's never going to do that in a million years. And I just don't see what Wilder can change. I think everything he did on the night was planned. That was the game plan. And when that doesn't work, then what? Like, he got his weight wrong, because like I said, he was scared about Fury. He looked shook, man. He looked shook in there. And you've only got to look at the round 4. Looked on his face.
Yeah.
There's a man petrified. I think the weight scared him, so he put weight on himself and it affected him.
Yeah. Gonzalo said that Wilder has a chance if they get into a firefight, in exchange and everything. But even then, I'd favor Fury in an exchange. Like,
the thing is with Joshua, I think you just got to put. He's another one. You put the pace on him, make him work. The tank empties quite quickly, and then Tyson Fury does 12 rounds at ease. He's just a fit guy, man. He may look out of shape, but the guy, you know, I just don't think Joshua's going to have to catch Tyson Fury really early. That'd be his chance. But I think the longer the fight goes on, I think Tyson starts to take control. Yeah, Joshua's not proved to me that he's durable enough to take that sort of punishment that Wilder took.
Look at that physique, though.
Yeah. We're talking about Joshua or Wilder?
Yeah, no, Stu hates AJ's physique. He hates that he hates his pecs.
No, it's not that I hate his physique. You know what I mean? Because like I said, I don't look at men's physique and look at like.
No, I don't mean. Yeah.
You look at
just annoys you.
That's not a boxing physique. That's not physique for boxing, man. And you know, it's just not. And it proved to be the case on the first fight with Ruiz. If I was Josh, I'd still lose a little bit more. I would. That's me.
Yeah, a little bit more would suit him just fine. Not too much, because you don't want to be looking there too gaunt at 6'5".
This Wilder thing just won't settle down, and every time I think I don't know, not even defend him, but explain what I think happened, I just can't. He's a hard guy to help, you know. He's a hard guy to like sometimes. Like Stu said, he should not have come out with this bullshit excuse. I mean, if that print article that we read is correct, it's got quotations. I mean, they're quoting him. My costume, I blew my legs out, you know. If he really said that, that's his stupid fucking ass.
He's opened up the gates, right? He's opened up the gates to have to be mocked and be memed for the rest of the year.
He opened up the gates, but then he encouraged all these other guys to start with the fucking. I've seen so many things that say fixed fight. I've seen fixed fight about 1,000 times. I'm like, fixed? God damn.
That's victim mentality, that is. You know, when something doesn't go your way. Look, I'll tell you that the sign of victim mentality, Wilder showed it on fight night. What was the first thing he did when he got knocked down? He looked up to the ref to say, this shouldn't be happening. What are you going to do about this? It's entitlement. This is how the American fight has been protected for so long. I hate saying it because
Oh god damn.
it's true. It's true. They've been protected, a lot of these American fighters. So when they do step up to a guy that's going to stand and trade with them and take them to deep waters, they fall to pieces. I've seen it. The last couple of years, I've seen it time and time again. I mean, someone said PBC have lost 5 belts recently. I mean, I'm not sure if that's I'm not sure if that's true or not, but I think that just explains
the thing is, you got to be careful about painting with such a broad brush. Like, fuck the race aspect and fuck the national origin aspect of it too, Stu. You know what I'm saying? There's no correlation between the. You think every American fighter is like this guy? All I'm saying is this.
Oh, look, stop crying every time I say something about America. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you crying when I say something about America? I take shit about the Brits all the time. Johnny runs us down all the time. Get enough stick, man. Just take it on the chin. Always whining about it. The fact is, it's the truth. All these fucking fighters crumbling when they get taken to deep waters. Look at Wilder did that. That's embarrassing. And that's because they've been protected. And if you can't see that, then I don't even want to have this conversation with you.
I agree with you on Wilder. I agree with you on Deontay. Hold on, Gonzalo. I agree with you on Deontay Wilder 100%, Stu. You're on the money.
I've seen it time and time again, Pete. Time and time again. David Haney nearly lost his title the other day.
Have you ever seen it with British fighters? Have you ever seen it with British fighters?
Yeah, but
okay, man, what the fuck? Okay, what the fuck?
Not as much. Not as much. Look, I've never seen a British fighter go and crumble because the fucking heat got too hot. He's just not good enough on the night. But that's not the case. A lot of these American fighters are talented guys, man. Skilled. Don't want it, though. And they're just expecting the judges and everyone else to help them. You know that's the case. Look how they treat, the Eastern European fighters. Look how they treat the Eastern European fighters over there. They're fucking thrown into the deep end after 4 or 5 fights, man. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
This is what I'm saying. I'm not saying these Americans are weak or anything. I'm just saying the American fighter, they've got all the skills in the world, but they've been protected. They've been cherry picking their way to the top. So once they get in there with an animal, they're not ready for it. And the thing is with the Brits, our fighters do get pushed along quite quickly. Just compare our world champion to yours. Like Joshua at the time, fucking 16 fights. Wilder, like 40 nearly, wasn't it, before he won a belt? This is where we are, you know what I mean?
I never even stopped to think about it.
This is why a lot of Brits come over to America and get their ass whooped, because they get pushed along quicker. They're fighting guys that they're not good enough to beat, so they go to America, get beat up, and that's why. But
I never even stopped to think about it, man. It's like maybe on an Olympic team level, I would think about national origin or some shit. But when it comes to professional fighters, I never even considered like. You're right on the money. I just never generalized it like that. I'm not crying, and I'm not taking offense either. I'm just
look when people
it's
say
because Britain is a smaller country, and you start fighting for regional titles earlier, and if you got some kind of talent, the eyes are on you, and you're pushed along to fight for a local belt. Then you get put on the world stage. Tyson Fury said that.
Just look at fucking Luke Campbell, man. That guy's been put in there with Lomachenko, Linares. I mean, the guy's fucking murderous row of the guys he's had to fight. You know what I mean?
He's a badass. Yeah.
Yeah, our fighters do get pushed along. There's some. Don't get me wrong. There's some out there that are not. I mean, look, at the end of the day, Anthony Yard. Look how the stick he got. He had to go in there with Kovalev to shut people up. We don't accept that shit over here. That's all I'm saying. You know, and a lot of these guys in America are very talented guys, but I've seen them. It's not skills that's losing them this fight. It's they've
been hand fed. They've been hand fed for too long, and they just they've been hand fed for too long, and they step them up too fast, too quickly. It's like too big of a jump. I understand that. I just think that I could take a guy from, Cambodia, and if I baby him, and then throw him in big, he's liable to have the same thing happen to him. But this is
mostly because there's no challenges like in the first 10, 15 fights. There is, but I mean, you're gonna place him with somebody along his level until you find out he's good. There's kind of a jump. They don't necessarily baby him because they don't go in and fighting like for 20, 30 fights, but like 15 fights.
Oh yeah, I ain't talking about 10 fights.
Just look at Devin Haney's last performance. Scraped by. Charlo against Korobov, scraped by. You know, these guys, like I said, not ready. They've been put in there. They're just not ready. They've not had the wars. Listen, there's nothing that beats experience in a boxing ring. When you go to war with guys earlier on in your career, it fucking makes you. It can make you as a fighter. I mean, you've got to look at George Groves, DeGale. That fight, they fought each other after 13 fights, I think. That fight is they both went on to be world champions. But I think that fight they had, brought him in good stead. You know, got him ready for that level. So when he did go in there with Carl Froch, you know, he was good enough on the day to fucking hold his own. That's all it is. And when you keep fighting cans, they drag you down to their level. So you start cutting corners in training. You think you just got to turn up, punch them, they fall over, job done. Ah, man, that's the mentality of a lot of fighters. That's why they're losing belts left, right, and centre.
Yeah. I was going to mention about Wilder, and you guys were talking about how he, become the laughing stock of the media. You know who has a lot to do with that? Who's at fault? It's these channels that become friends with the fighters. That's what happens. That's what's wrong when you become a friend of a fighter and you start fanboying for him. That's the problem. Like Blue Blood, Fred, Mr. Gibbs, and Eagle, they established relationships with Wilder. They're buddy.
Gonzalo. Yeah, but he went. Who was that author he was talking to? Who was that columnist he was talking to that published Pugmire? Lance Pugmire.
Lance Pugmire. He's one of those.
I think so.
Creek? Okay.
That's who had the day after. That's who had the interview the day after with Wilder about it was my outfit, it was my costume. So he shouldn't have fucking started that shit. Not because he looks stupid. He looks stupid anyway. He looks stupid before the fight. The way he talks.
Mentality. Yeah, and those guys,
he's just a simple guy. Let's just say it like that. Yeah, he's a simple guy. Let me just say it like that. I'll be nice about it. He's a very simple guy. You could just tell before the fight it's cringy or it doesn't make any sense, or his whole career's been like that. Now, the problem is that encouraged his fans to go on this fucking fiction, they won't let it drop. You know what I'm saying? It's almost his fault.
But they're going to put their pride. They're going to put their pride before Deontay Wilder's health, because these guys want Wilder back in the ring ASAP. I mean, the guy's he's been told he can't even go in a boxing gym for 6 weeks. He's been suspended. So
of course, yes.
So what we're going to do? Give him what 6-week training camp to get ready for Tyson Fury on that form. Forget it. Look, if Wilder had any sense, he'd take that step away money, go and have a big break, let his body heal, find an in-between guy that he can beat up, get a bit of confidence back, and let Fury and Joshua fight the unification fight, and he fights the winner. He could. He's going to sidestep a beating from Tyson Fury, and his career's over then. I mean, let's be real. Wilder will still be relevant if he comes back, gets a win, and he's waiting for the winner of the big one. He'll still be relevant. But right now, if he gets his ass whooped by Fury, it's over for him again.
The fight don't have to happen 4, 6, or 12 weeks from now. It has to be signed within 30 days, but it can be scheduled for maybe like the summer or later on this year, and maybe you could like throw in a tune-up if they agree to it. Yeah,
that was my exact comment. That was my exact comment the show before.
Go ahead, Pete.
No, I was just agreeing. I was agreeing with you 2 shows ago. I think you jumped off, and I got on, and that's exactly what I said, man. They need to make that AJ Fury fight right now. That's a mega fight. The Saudis will probably buy the shit out of that fight. That's a huge demand for that. Huge revenue, that fight. Gigantic.
Like I said, Wilder would be stupid not to take that sidestep money. He'll get himself a couple of million there, right?
Oh, they'll make it part of the deal. They'll make it part of the AJ Fury deal.
He'll get a couple of million at least, right? Go and have a break, let your body heal. Go and fight someone like, I'm not even saying Andy Ruiz, because that might be a bit too dangerous for him as well. Even Baby Miller. Who could we put in there with him that could bring his confidence back a little bit?
It's not going to matter. He's got his confidence already.
But he's going to need to sit out. Maybe if they stick Kalanius in there, something like that.
Why even do that? He could sit out, like you said, recover, recuperate, work out, train, let Fury take some damage, maybe not, but maybe at the hands of AJ. He'll get paid. If there's a big site fee from Saudi, Heyman will negotiate a step aside purse.
Yeah, he might even get Wilder. He might even get 5-6 million to step aside.
Nice. If there's a $50 million site fee, let's just say, for instance, goddamn good and well, Heyman saying, look, we will step aside, but we know what you're getting. He's always counting everybody else's money, so he'll get a hell of a payday, and he can do his rematch, when he fully recovers. But he just doesn't do himself any favors. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about his fans or what they want for him. He knows what's best for him. You got to have that mentality as a fighter to a certain extent.
Wilder made all the mistakes that he could have. I mean, he could make any more mistakes that night if he tried.
Yeah, it's horrible.
And it's not just
horrible
I'm not just talking about the boxing ring. I'm talking
Agreed,
about
yeah.
how he could have made himself a massive star in America. He basically shut off 3/4 of the audience, which is white America, by coming in with that fucking ridiculous bullshit tune and all that.
I liked it.
Race. Let's be real. We
I
know
didn't
where
even
Wilder's
hear-
going with that.
No, I
Look,
couldn't
I
hear
didn't
it.
even hear what the fuck the guy was saying, man.
No.
I don't even listen to those rappers.
Recognize
anymore.
but
only the
we're
lyrics.
talking about in general. We're not. This is not. We're not talking about what you think. We're talking about in general, right? I'm just saying from my point of view, he shut a lot of people off because even Jason Whitlock said that the guy who was sitting next to him wanted Wilder to win until he heard the ring entrances and swapped his fucking pick to Fury. So there, all of a sudden, he's losing fans. Then you're fucking. Then you're sort of like alienating other fans by making all these excuses afterwards.
Yes.
So people that could have jumped, people that was going to could probably felt a bit sorry for you and would have jumped on side. And now looking at your excuses and think, what a pussy. I mean, let's be
Can I
real.
say
The
something?
mainstream media are mocking this guy, man.
Wilder's coming off as a great, sometimes saying, coming off as a great warrior by saying, "Oh, I didn't want that fight to be stopped. I would have rather died. I wanted to die." And everybody's like,
Okay,
"Oh, look
that
at
part I can understand. But you know
and
what?
then he's
It's
like,
like,
"Oh, look
it's
at this
like
warrior. He's a warrior."
how-
But then hold on.
after
But
the
then-
AJ fight, after the AJ and
Come
Ruiz fight,
Hold on. And
Oh,
then
sorry.
after saying that comment, at the same time, he's making excuses. So that kind of like destroys this persona that he's trying to create, where he's this great warrior that wants to die. Then because also he's making excuses. So it's like you can't have it both ways, man. You can't have it both ways.
He's an actor. That's what it is. He's an actor, and people can see right through his BS.
Hey, hold on, guys.
He's a shit actor.
He's a shit actor. All right, Mark, welcome to the show. Hold on. There's 83 people watching right now, and there's only 29 likes. So hit that like button.
Do it! Come on! Do it! Come on!
There you have it.
It's free. It's free, like all of Wilder's excuses.
It's like the PVC. It's free. Come on, guys. Anyways, who wanted to say something?
Man, this dude complaining
did you
about
know-
a damn suit.
Sorry, Mark. You just cut out. Go ahead, brother.
No, this dude's complaining about a damn suit and everything. Didn't Ricky Hatton once walk to the ring dressed as a fucking balloon and it weighed like 70 pounds when he was 140 pounds? And he ain't complaining he knocked dude out.
Apparently, though,
Well, he's used
Mark,
to it.
apparently, the company that made it released a statement on Twitter, I think, saying it only weighed 25 pounds, but then the message was the post was deleted. So we're talking 25 pounds, not even 40, mate.
I don't trust the company who made it. It's two guys designing suits, these little with jewels and stuff, looking like some type of beta ass Power Ranger transformer. Look, I'm not gonna trust the gays as much as I'm gonna trust Wilder, right? But I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say it loud and clear. Dude got absolutely wrecked. He got annihilated, and it's only going to be worse next time. He's broke. Mentally, he was broken. The first fight, at the end of it, he capitulated.
Yeah.
The second fight, he capitulated. And now we're here. We're standing at it. No excuses, blah, blah, blah. Fires his trainer, having verbal meltdowns. He says his dress is too heavy. Come on, man. Come on.
It was just really, really bad. I mean, like, we've all seen fighters make excuses, but he's took it to a new level. He really has. It's embarrassing.
Well, that goes beyond spinal. That goes beyond breaking your back.
But
My
he's gone
dress
from a
was
gu-
too heavy, boys.
He's gone from
Spinal.
but he's gone from a guy that got beat up in a boxing ring on Saturday night to the most mocked man on the planet right now. That is how bad it's got. He is the most mocked man on the planet right at this time. And he's brought this on himself. People would have forgot about it if he just took his loss on the chin and said, look, I've got to go back to the drawing board. Just not good enough on the night. But no, it wasn't. It was his leg. It was his fucking gimp suit. It was his... it was everything. Yeah. Well, poor old Mark Breland. Poor old Mark Breland, the guy that saved his life, has been hung out to dry. You know.
And now this other thing, like Fury filled his glove with sandpaper and all this shit.
Sandpaper.
Oh God.
And they're showing clips of the first fight, not even the second fight.
But the thing is, though, they're actually they've never been
fighters.
When
fighters have been undefeated for many years, and they lose for the first time, they get very delusional. Not just him, like a lot of fighters. Julio Cesar Chavez, when he fought Pernell Whitaker and lost, he got very delusional. Roy Jones, when he lost with Tolliver the first time, they can take it a bit to the extreme. But with that being said, Wilder was always protected and he was kind of overrated, unlike those other guys.
Yeah, but the thing about it is, like, they didn't go out with the excuse, oh, like, the ghost of Christmas past came along and took me coffee. He's coming out with the craziest excuses ever. My dress was too heavy.
Well, it's Anthony Durrell's fault now. I mean, somehow he's to blame now. The guy that was sitting in the fucking crowd, you know, he's to blame why Deontay Wilder got pasted all over the ring for fucking 7 rounds. I mean, this victim mentality. This is what it is, mate. Like I said, protected all his career. When things, like I said, Tyson Fury, the only guy who's fought that brought a TV network behind him, a powerful American network, a powerful American promoter behind him. They couldn't play those games with Fury like they did in the first fight. So, look, they sneaked the referee in there, but when Kenny Bayless was named, we all know what was going to happen. We all know he was going to be a fraud. But, look, couldn't get his own way. Then when things started going wrong for him in the fight, there's no plan B. He's never been there before. He's never had to fight at that place before. He's never dug deep in the tank. Deep waters, that guy's been paddling all his fucking life. He doesn't know what deep water. He can't swim. He can't go backwards. He can't counter punch. His feet are his balance. Oh, what did I say about his balance? It's a mess. What is he going to do to improve? And like I said, at 270, 275, Tyson Fury don't look like he's going to get knocked out anytime soon. Not even by Wilder.
I'll tell you what he can do to improve. He can come in with an 80-pound dress.
That's the curse of a puncher. He never did care to improve. He started late as it is. Now, I don't know if they've ever said, well, change trainers, because he definitely ain't listening to no Mark Breland. And the other guy, Jay Diaz, he was never a boxing guy. So
he's a yoga instructor. The dude's talking about habitual healing and spirit meditation and not doing road work and being happy in a training camp.
Where's the intention to get better? Especially if you're making excuses. If you own up to what really happened, then maybe there's room to change. Isn't that so true about?
He can't own up to what really happened, because what really happened is he got his ass whooped. And if he says, yo, I got my ass whooped, I'm not good enough to fight Tyson Fury, the third fight ain't going to sell. So what he's doing is trying to get his believers to believe in him one last time so he can cash out, and get his haters to hate him so much that they buy it just to see him get whooped. And you know what? I'll pay to see his ass get whooped.
Yeah, but honestly, throughout his whole career, this goes for everybody in general, like us as human beings. If you can't acknowledge and recognize what you did wrong, how can you ever improve on something?
Yes, but the problem is, Gonzalo, like all the greats that took a loss and come back, they had boxing fundamentals. They were skilled technicians. Wilder, he doesn't have it. He's a puncher. And once, like I said, once the punch has been broken, there's no way back. Look at Matisse. Once Danny Garcia bashed him up, he was never the same man again. I've seen it with punches before. When Calzaghe punched Jeff Lacey up for 12 rounds.
Perfect example is Lacey.
Destroyed his career. You know, this is what I'm saying. Destroyed his career that night. Look, there's no way back. He can't come back like Joshua did. You know, because he just doesn't have them skills. Joshua's got he's, like I said, he's a gold medalist in the Olympics. He's got basic boxing skills. All he had to do was tweak a few things up here, lose a bit of muscle, you know, come with a different game plan, take the fight more serious. He just had to tweak things up. What is Wilder going to tweak to win this third fight? Tell me, I'm listening.
Wilder got
it's like Nassim and Eubank. Like Nassim and Eubank.
What?
Yeah, he would have to go into a firefight similar to Thomas Hearns versus Marvin Hagler. But I see maybe like Tyson Fury avoiding those punches, playing possum, and just getting them right back to where he had him in that second fight.
Oh, exactly. Gonzalo, here's the thing. If he goes into a firefight, he actually tried to get into a little bit of a firefight in that fight. The problem is Fury's feints and his jab taking away lead hand control. Wilder can't do anything because his only way to use is by stepping inward. And we know that. he can only do it stepping in. So if the feint is gone and he can't do the 1, he can't land the 2. And the only way he was throwing the 1-2 was off the break when Bayless was occupying Fury. But Fury had his eyes on Wilder the entire time, and he just turned him to the side every time. He can't do it.
Stu,
Listen,
can I
mate.
just say, Steven Schneider, thank you for your contribution. He says, great video earlier, Stu. So he liked the video.
Thank you, Stephen. Appreciate. Just got sick of hearing excuses. I'm grown men as well. Like I said, men in their late 40s and 50s crying about another man losing a boxing match.
I felt the same way when Joshua lost. Do you remember all the excuses the fans were making? Like, oh, Waters was poisoned, and oh, he got chlamydia on the beach having sun and shit. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
But Joshua never made the excuses. This is Wilder.
That's the thing. That's the thing.
That's right.
Like I said, Joshua took it on the chin. You know, he took it on the chin, and he moved on. Like I said, with Wilder's very jitterish. Like I said, all you had to do was for Fury to get on the inside. People say, "Oh, but you got to be careful walking at Wilder. He's going to catch you." But no, all you got to do is feint him so he reacts like he always does. He sort of half throws a shot. His feet are all over the place, chin in the air, and then double the jab up and then rush him with the right hand or something. I don't know. You can get inside Wilder. You look at him. Tyson Fury was just doing little head movements, little feints. Wilder couldn't cope with it. He was using the jab to it. Well, his jab was perfect all night. His jab controlled the fight.
And in reality, it's not rocket science. What Wilder would need to improve and dramatically is just better his jab. Improve his jab like by a lot and make it into a good jab. How many times have we seen big guys like Vladimir and Vitaly? Not a whole lot, but at the world level, they were able to dominate for many years by basically utilizing 2 punches. But Wilder doesn't have 2; he has 1, and the jab is very, very important. Keep him at the tip of your jabs to set up your right hand, but he can't set up the right hand because he doesn't have a jab.
The Klitschko's, though, and Lennox Lewis and people like that, Tyson Fury as well. They're big guys, right? They know how to use the stiff jab. They know how to hold and maul in the inside and lean on fighters to take their legs away. That was Kronk to a T. Like I said in my video, the best in the business at doing that were Vlad and Lennox Lewis, where they just when they got inside, they mauled and they held and they fucking leaned over the fucking fight, took all the power from their legs, and that's what and then they'd take over in the later rounds. Most knockouts Klitschko got and Lewis were latter round KOs when you see it.
Yes.
You know, they take the legs from a fighter, and that's what Tyson Fury did. It was perfect. Tyson Fury is perfect for the Kronk. That's why when I saw him go to the Kronk, I was over the moon, because Ben Davison for me, after what he was terrible on the night, I'm gonna keep it real. I don't care that he's got his fangirls that think he's fucking a Manny Stewart and Gus D'Amato rolled into one. He ain't either of them.
You won't be happy to hear this then, Stu. Josh Taylor is now with Ben Davison. I'm not happy about that. And he's going in with a puncher. He's going in with a puncher. I've seen this kid punch. He's fighting cans, whatever, but he hits like a train. You know, one of those two. He's like a Rungvisai kind of guy. Just hits like an absolute Larry. He does, man. That's
Josh
gonna
Taylor's
be scary.
Josh Taylor's going to fucking end up fighting like Rigondeaux then, isn't he? You know, I mean, why would he go to him? But like I said, that's a different topic for another day. You know, for me, I don't see. Look, he got all the credit for Tyson Fury in that first fight, but I thought Tyson Fury was terrible. I did. I just thought he got it all wrong. He was still good enough to beat Wilder on the night, but he should have made that easy work. If he'd have stuck to the game plan that I've been saying for how long now, there wouldn't be a rematch, because he'd have gone through Wilder like a fucking doorway, and we wouldn't be having this conversation. There wouldn't be a gimp suit to talk about. So look, Ben Davison will be a good trainer in a few years' time. He's just not ready right now.
Mm-hmm.
What are you really going to teach him? Either Fury or Wilder at this point in the game. What are you really going to change about him or get through? I mean, you could have a training camp full of changes and working on this and that, but ultimately it never works out. And by the 4th or 5th round, when the shit starts getting deep, they just revert back to what they have been doing for the last 30 fights. You know what I mean? Deontay Wilder's never used his jab. He's never going to use his jab. You're not going to. Breland, Jesus Christ. Malcolm X, no one's gonna teach him.
Look, his personality is too like quiet. he might have been a great fighter, but he don't have the energy. Wilder's surrounded by yes men. He wants to be the center of attention, but he doesn't really improve his skills because he don't got somebody with the energy to tell him, how to do things.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter about being quiet. Like, he could have Teddy fucking Atlas in there. It's not going to make no difference. Like I said in my video earlier, Tony Stark can't help this man. He's not going to get any better any sort of way. He can't beat Tyson Fury. He's not fucking good enough. Just get that into your head, guys. This guy is not like DS. This guy in the chat, I can't even remember his name. He's got a Danny Garcia fucking avatar. I mean, that explains everything about the guy. But he's saying that Wilder's going to piece Fury up in the rematch. I mean, I bet you house on it then if you're confident. I'll tell you what, mate. You're not even you're confident deep down if you take your trolling fucking glasses off. Even you fancy Fury. I've not seen one person, that includes American pundits, fighters from the Mayweather gym, that have tipped Wilder to win the rematch.
And these changes is basically speaking in past tense. They should have happened about 5 to 8 years ago, maybe even 10 years ago. This shit ain't happening now.
Yeah, right.
This is looking in retrospect. What he should have done, because he can't do it now, to be honest.
Mentally, you need to feel like nothing. Mentally, you need to feel like what happened is behind you, and that's it. It's not going to affect you going forward. But the difference is, one way to go about it is basically a little harder pill to swallow. It's just acceptance and the understanding that going forward, there is no looking back. There is no looking back. It happened. It's over with. All due respect, I'll be back. That like you saw Lomachenko do after Salido, like you saw AJ do after that first Ruiz fight. Then you got another way of handling it, like they're still trying to do the same thing mentally. They're still trying to move forward and basically eliminate what just happened and put it behind them. But they're doing it in an obnoxious way, like the Adrian Broner after the Pacquiao fight, or Wilder after, evidently in this interview, after that interview is despicable, and it just goes to show you his mental state.
Yeah, I agree. His mental state. No, quickly, his mental state is a problem, and that's why I think it's going to be hard for him to come back. Go ahead, Butch.
All right. Mark Boxeo, thank you for your contribution. He says, Stu, I co-signed everything in your previous video. All right. So he agrees.
Well, thank you. Like I said, it's the truth, isn't it? You know, when you break it down, connect the dots, that's what you've got. What I said on that video, I mean, Wilder's been an absolute disgrace in how he's dealt with this defeat. And like I said, this guy mentally is going to struggle to come back because, for one, he can't accept that it was him it was him and not anyone else's fault why he got his ass whooped. So if you can't accept that you did wrong, then you're never going to improve. And two, I just don't see how this guy, like I said, I think he's mentally broken. This event took its toll on Wilder. The guy, I don't think he could cope with the occasion because it was a massive event, biggest fight he's ever been involved in. Same with Fury, but Fury's calm, cool, collective. It's another day at the office for Fury. But Wilder, you only got to see before the fight, he was pacing around a lot, losing a lot of it. You know, just didn't look right. Looked nervous as fuck before when he was coming in, and then when the fight started, he was shook to his boots. He looked like a deer in headlights. And I just think the occasion got to him. Mentally, he's broken. This is why the excuses are coming out. Like I said, you know, this guy, I'm surprised he hasn't blamed his girlfriend yet, because she's the only one that hasn't been blamed yet. Joke.
I think he's mentally the same guy he always was. And he's going to come back and he's going to be the same flawed, hand-fed, if they want to, fighter that he always was. I just don't think anything changes. He doesn't. That's the way he justifies it. He moves forward.
Nah, but you've never seen him. You've never seen him fold mentally like that before. Because just show me one occasion. Then he just, like I said,
fold mentally. I didn't think he was that strong mentally before the fight.
No, I agree that, but you've never seen him fold before. That's what I'm saying. So
physically, like get knocked out.
Huh?
Like physically get beat down?
No, I meant when the occasion got to him before a fight. That's what I meant. Mentally, the occasion got to him. I think the nerves got to him. He was pacing around like like no man's business.
Yeah. I mean,
then go and look
that's something. That's something
Then
that
go
could,
look at the fight. When you look at the fight, he was nervous during the fight as well.
Yeah, no, that's something that obviously that's a human mistake. I don't know if you guys ever in any of your sports days, if you've ever gone to the biggest event that you had ever been to prior to that.
Yeah,
it's a little bit it's a little bit like, whoa, there's a fucking lot of people in here.
Of course, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
No, there's not a fighter that doesn't deal with nerves. Any fighter that tells you they're not nervous before a fight is talking completely out of their ass, because every one of them is. I'm just saying, the occasion got to Wilder.
Yeah, right.
That's why his tank and his legs were empty. Because, like I said, I used to play at a decent level. Like I said, I used to play for Nottingham Forest youth team when I was a kid. So we'd play in big games. And before the game, when he was in a big game, his fucking legs started to get wobbly. He used to get nervous. His mouth used to get dry. You know,
right.
And I think when you're at that sort of weight, Wilder, because he's carrying 20 pounds extra of muscle, and he hasn't put it on his legs. His legs are the same fucking size they were the first fight. So he's carrying more upper body weight, and he couldn't cope with it. His legs were wobbly,
but why do you think that Wilder cracked in this fight? Why all of a sudden? Why not in the first fight?
I think for a start, like I said, the occasion got to him, and I think when he got in the ring and saw the size of Fury,
yeah,
I think that was the start of it, to be honest with you. And then when he took a big right hand, he just looked shook to his boots. And when you're scared, it's nervous energy burns oxygen and takes your tank.
Yeah, I think in the first fight he wasn't scared because
No, he wasn't.
Obviously, he believes in his power, and in the first fight also, he underestimated Tyson Fury, right? He didn't look that impressive against Piñera and the other guy we don't know about. And that's why he went in there with confidence. But in this fight, I think he understood what the Crunk gym is all about. And then when he heard that Fury was at 273, I think he went like, holy shit, he's actually coming to knock me out. Like, reality hit him, finally.
No, the fucking jab in the right hand hit him. But the thing about it is, if he doesn't know enough, if he doesn't know enough to look at Mark Breland and go, okay, look, I said what I said. You shouldn't have stopped it. But in reality, thank you. I know I know you're looking out for me. You're doing your job, and I didn't mean to, publicly give you a hard time. Now, if he doesn't know enough to fucking do that, how the fuck is he gonna look across the ring and look at Sugar Hill and go, "Oh, that's the Kronk legacy"? He doesn't think like that. He's way, way, way simpler than that.
Yeah.
He came out that night.
He doesn't have every angle covered, does he? When it comes to
he's not like thinking about it this deep, Bucho. Like 273, 271, the first fight, the second fight. He's just saying before the fight. It just takes one punch. It just takes. They're telling him that in the corner. Just takes one. You're gonna get that right hand. Every fight that you've seen, you've never really been impressed with the guy. Even in his wins, he looks like shit. He wins, but he's still flawed. He's stunned. He's on Queer Street. Fucking Spilka, Luis Ortiz. I know no one gave that last fight much props, but for a southpaw, I thought he was fucking putting hands on Wilder, basically pressuring Wilder, walking him down as a southpaw to the body. And then he came out in the first fight. He probably had a great fight, and Fury that was a pretty even fight. The second fight here you just saw, it couldn't have gone any worse for Wilder. Call it nerves. You can't pace around for an hour and a half in the back.
You can't.
Yeah, but there you go.
How much he's walking, bro.
So he was already scared, Pete. So there was already something wrong with him before he got hit with a jab.
Yeah, the occasion, mate. The nerves, the occasion.
It's like Stu said. It's natural. I don't give a shit if Tyson Fury's kickback smiling, okay? They can both look like they look.
Mm-hmm.
When it gets right down to basically when their seconds are out.
Yeah.
After the face off, and they're in the corners just like, getting ready for Kenny Bayless to call the first round. Yeah, you get that fucking that jitter. But
fair enough.
After you get half a little bit into the fight, all that shit blocks out, man.
Okay. Can I
okay,
just
go ahead.
interrupt? Because, okay,
Yeah,
the,
but look-
hold
yeah,
on.
but the
Can I
thing
just
is,
say something
the
quickly?
pacing.
Just
Go ahead, Butcher.
Okay, quickly. We're talking about the occasion. Now, we're also talking about a guy that's supposed to be a Hall of Famer already, right? A first ballot Hall of Famer. That's what people are saying. This is a guy with 10 title defenses, with over 40 something plus fights. And all of a sudden, we're talking about the occasion got to this guy. I mean, isn't there a contradiction right there?
No, because what I'm saying is he's never been. I think, like I said, the size of Fury. I think Fury saying he's going to come and get him, come for the stoppage. I think that put him off his game, if you know what I'm saying. He started to think, instead of worrying about himself, he started to think, well, Fury's coming in big, I better come in bigger. And straight away, he's took his best attributes away from him, his speed and his athleticism, because he looked horrible at that weight. But there's no excuses. He was never beating Tyson Fury in that form. I don't care if he weighed 260 pounds. 205 pounds. It doesn't make any difference. He can't beat Tyson Fury. He's not good enough. Doesn't have the boxing fundamentals. Not skilled enough. Doesn't have the heart, the will. Look, he showed good art, but let's be real. He was just taking a beating. He was just taking.
It doesn't sound like a Hall of Famer to me. I mean, I'm sorry. He crumbled.
There's nowhere close.
Yeah, come on.
But I will say this: in boxing, though, if you have an off night, especially as a heavyweight, it can go from an off night, like taking. I'm gonna call it distracted. I don't know what else to call it. It could be physically distracted too. In other words, you could be distracted not to realize that you're fucking pacing around all in the locker room, or you're not into it. Who fucking knows, man? Maybe fucking. Who knows?
Yeah, it's the heavyweight division.
And I'll tell you something with boxing in general, but especially with the heavyweights, it's not like you get, in football, you could be fucking around and distracted and get fucking earhole blindsided on fucking knocked fucking silly.
Yeah.
You get back up, you dust off. You might get your ass kicked for an entire game, but you're going to have at some point an opportunity to gather yourself. Well, once the fight starts, you just got a minute in between rounds. You get caught with an off shot because you're not paying attention, kind of like AJ and and Wilder. You get caught with a shot and you get wobbled. Sometimes there's really no way back if a guy keeps the pressure on you like Fury did. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If he never lets you recover, then you don't recover.
Now, I don't like this sometimes because we say, oh, well, Wilder, he got hit and never recovered, which might be true, but this explanation somehow gives hope to Wilder fans that, oh, well, if this doesn't happen, then Wilder has a chance. I don't think he has a chance even if he doesn't get hurt like that, because his boxing fundamentals are just not there. That's the biggest issue.
In the first fight.
Like I said, 75% is mental. You can have all the skills in the world. You could be the fittest guy in the world, but if you don't fancy it on the night, your mind's not ready, then you'll get exposed. And look, because it's a mental thing in the boxing ring, I just got a feeling that Deontay Wilder is mentally broken, and that's why the excuses are coming out. He can't get to grips with the ass whooping he took. He can't accept that the guy's just better than him. He's trying to find people to blame, and who does he pick on? The guy that's been there from the start, the only guy that cared about him that night, the only guy that put his job ahead of Wilder's. He put Wilder's life ahead of his job. Sorry. And what thanks did he get?
He's a professional.
He got fucking sacked.
He has experience. Like you said in your video, this guy has experience. Not this. Who is this? What's his name again? God.
Mark Breland?
No, the other guy.
Oh, yeah, dude. He's
Who
a
is he?
Jackass.
Who is he? I mean, are you fucking serious? He didn't want to stop the fight.
Boy. He's the sort. I'll tell you who he is, right? He's Rocky Balboa in Rocky 4, isn't he? That's who he is. He's holding the fucking towel, watching Wilder do the timber. Sitting there shaking on the ground, and he feels sorry afterwards. Get out of here! Fucking Breland did the right thing. This is the only reason there's been a trilogy talked about is because Wilder got pulled out of that fight. Because if he'd have carried on for another couple of rounds, he'd still be in hospital now. We wouldn't even be talking about it. I still think that might not happen. I got a feeling Wilder might take his step aside, maybe have a little break, and then fight the winner.
It just makes sense. Just because Wilder, he cannot improve right now. There's no way he can improve in a few months. And so, what's the point of putting him in there against Fury and getting knocked out again? Now his stock is really gonna go down. Get Wilder to knock somebody out. I'm telling you, Wilder knocks somebody out and he's back. What the fuck is that sound? Pete, mute your mic. Like his truck. So, anyways, let's see. Oh, by the way, people, you need to hit that like button. All right, hit that like
Mark
button.
Gone? Where's Mark?
I don't know.
Do it! Come on! Do it!
Hit
Come
the
on!
like button.
Do it!
These people, ungrateful.
Yeah, but my question is to the chat.
Yeah.
Just put yes or no in the chat. Do you want to see the trilogy? Just yes or no. Don't be breaking it down.
Like right away. Right
Yes,
away.
sir.
Not in the future, like right now. Do you want to see it?
Yeah, just right now. Next fight for both men. Do you want to see the trilogy?
Yeah.
Because my answer is no.
Hell no. Everybody's saying no, 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 no. No. That's right.
I want to see that AJ fight. AJ.
Daryl Alexander in the chat says, if Deontay Wilder doesn't fight Tyson Fury next, I want him to fight Alexander Usyk or Dylan White. Oh.
Yeah, that'd be a good fight. I'd definitely tune in to watch that. Wilder's got big fights ahead for him. I just don't think he can beat Tyson Fury. It's a style horribly wrong for him. No matter what he does, he's not going to be good enough. So, yeah, I think Dillian White's definitely a closer fight when it comes to ability sort of thing. So, yeah, I think that's a... But Usyk, I mean, that's a dangerous fight for Usyk.
He never fought him when he had a belt. What makes everybody think that's going to fight him now that he doesn't have a belt?
Yeah, but he's desperate now, isn't he? Like I said, if he doesn't get this rematch, he's going to need a big fight. Dillian White's a pay-per-view fight in the UK. Say what you like, you know, he can still make good money.
Yeah, and Dylan White is laughing at Wilder now. There's this video of him laughing at him, so it creates a narrative. An interesting narrative to sell the fight. Mark Boxell in the chat, thank you for your contribution. He says, Wilder fans, bend the knee. The king is back. Okay, thank you for your contribution. Dylan White, I think it's a good fight. I think it's a great fight.
I like that.
It's always been a good fight. Many people have been wanting to see. It was mandatory for over 2 years.
Yeah, I know it's a close. I mean, a lot of people had Wilder in that fight. But now, I don't know. Could be a 50-50 fight. What do you guys think?
If Dillian White brings a pace to that fight and can be smart enough to stay away from that right hand, then yeah, Dillian White wins that fight, because we've just seen that he falls to pieces under any sort of pressure, any sort of pace. He's all right when he's strolling around the ring fighting Fat Areola and all these guys. You know, second gear stuff. But when he's in fifth gear, the petrol starts to empty quick, doesn't it? You know,
and Wilder have to be careful of that left hook, because that left hook's right next to your face. With your lead hand,
Andy Ruiz is a tough fight for him. Andy Ruiz is a tough fight for Wilder because of styles, isn't it?
Oh, Ruiz is a good fighter. Ruiz is a good fighter. He went 1-1 with Joshua.
Hey, Gypsy Boxing Style, jump in. I see he's fighting Johnny Boy in the chat.
Yeah, but Ruiz wants to take a tuna before he faces Ortiz. I don't like the words he's speaking.
Yeah, Hey, can I say something about that? About Ruiz wanting a tune-up? Listen, nobody wants to see you fight. So nobody's gonna see you fight in a tune-up. Like, come on, man. You don't deserve another big payday. All right? Unless... Oh, you know what? Let me put it this way. The only way that I might watch one of your fights is if you get in there with a top fighter, all right, or a competitive fight. That's all that you can give us, because that performance against Joshua was an embarrassment. And then the excuses that you got too fat, actually, it's not even an excuse, it's reality. That is unacceptable for a professional a champion. Go ahead.
Touching on that subject, are you gonna want to see Mikey Garcia fight?
Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. I think
picking Jesse Vargas. Picking Jesse Vargas.
That's a good fight. That's a good fight.
Not picking Mikey again. Don't think he's another one. Just turns up on the night.
A disgrace.
Corona, mate. Don't want it no more. Going there for the paycheck.
Yo, what's happening with Mexican boxers, man? I feel like Gonzalo, help me out here, man. What's happening, man?
It's the thing that happens when you get a little too much shine because you've been kind of at the top for a little while. You start getting spoiled. You start getting spoiled, and you start taking some shortcuts. And the guys that are hungrier are gonna start pushing. Like the guys from Uzbekistan, Ukraine had their little run. England is savoring, the fruits of their labor. So just because you next to the United States and you've always been hungry to be at the elite level because you want to make a name for yourself, it's right there for the taking. They did that, but now they're just getting a little too comfortable because they've been in the limelight for a while now, and the Mexicans have been pushing the flag too much, and people just they're not dedicating themselves. The fighters are not dedicating themselves to the craft as hard as they were in the past in these last few years.
Since let's be real, since a lot of the European nations have their fighters can turn pro and stuff, because before a lot of them used to stay amateur or they weren't allowed to turn pro. So as soon as the crop of, especially in Eastern Europe, they were allowed to turn pro, I think it's become a lot harder to fucking win fights now, because you're fighting the best all over the world. You're not just fighting the best in Mexico or the best in the States anymore, or the Puerto Rico, the big boxing nations. You're fighting the best from the UK now, from Russia, Ukraine, Uzbekistan, even monsters over there, man. Do you know what I mean? So that's just, it's just harder to dominate boxing now, because obviously there's more people involved.
Well,
There's still some very good Mexican fights. Like I said, for me, Canelo's, I've still got to put him number one pound for pound.
Oh, of course, and they got some of the most entertaining fights, even between two local nationals. Like, these guys are Mexican American, but it's just an example. Like Barrera, Morales, they bring it. They're not gonna take a step backwards, and they're still the most fan friendly fighters. And the Mexican fan base is always gonna buy the fights. They cooperate a lot on the world stage. That's why everybody wants to be associated with Mexico. Even fighters that are from other countries, they dress up in the Mexican garb, the attires, the sombrero, and whatnot. So they're still very popular, and they still they're up there. There's more world champions in Mexico than any other country except for the United States. But like I said, that's because some other countries are just smaller, and it's more than an equal playing field to where. Yeah, a lot of fighters from different countries and countries as a whole are going to start making their names. But Mexico's always going to be in the mix, especially as a fan and as a Mexican. I've always been entertained by boxing, and I feel that a lot of people are like me. They just love the sport. I know the guys from England, they love the sport too.
Look, people from England love Mexican fighters. Fucking hell, like I said, when I was young, man, I used to love Barrera, Morales, and fighters like that. I even like Chavez. I thought Chavez was a fucking beast. But we've grown up with these guys. Mexican fighters have always brought the heat, and that's what I want. I don't want to see fighters pop shotting their way to points wins like Rigondeaux, throwing 6 punches around, stinking the joint out. I don't want to see that. If I'm staying up till 4 o'clock in the morning, I want to see a fight. I want to see skills, but I want to see a fight. And I just think that's why you just got to love the Mexicans. They bring it every time, and they put their fucking lives on the line, don't they? That's all you can ask.
Yeah, and it's also it's a hotbed for sparring in the West Coast now. Forget about Philadelphia, all those Detroit, where it's happening is on the West Coast, particularly in LA. And there's a lot of like fighters in like these mostly Hispanic, not all their fighters, but like Robert Garcia's Boxing Academy that they're training really hard. And some of these Mexican trainers They got Mexican fighters, but also they're being employed by like these countries from their European bloc.
Yeah.
Achoo!
Who's got the echo?
I got the echo.
Echo.
It's good, bro. It's good, bro. You guys can hear me.
Oh, boxing style with the echo. Turn the shit out, boxing style. Fucking
What's up, caveman? You drew
What's
that
up?
with your fucking hands?
What's up, pussy? You fucking faggot ass Turkish bitch. What's good with it?
Oh, well, I can barely hear you, little piece of shit.
Yeah. You fucking two-faced little bitch. Two-faced
You know
little
why I called
bitch.
you a bitch? You know why I know you're a bitch? It's the way you act, your
Yeah.
behavior in front of these guys. That's how
I'll
that's why I called you a bitch.
I'll tell you what,
That's why I
Gypsy.
the
know
hell's
that
going
what's
on?
being pulled on you.
The
I'll
fuck's
tell you
going
what,
on?
Gypsy. I'll tell you what,
What the
Gypsy.
hell?
Me and you can spar right now, nigga. You soft ass motherfucker.
All right.
One
Let's
at a
calm down.
time. One at a time.
Yeah, this is getting.
Bitch
All
ass
right.
nigga.
Let her come visit me.
All right. Let's calm down.
Hang on a sec. No, hang on a sec. I want to know what's happened here between Johnny and
Nah, man.
Gypsy.
Dude, I was just cruising around YouTube. I see this motherfucker bad mouthing me all over the place. I thought we was cool. What's the
I
problem?
didn't badmouth you. All I said is I know who he is. That's it.
Oh, you know who I am, huh?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
all I
I'm
said.
more G.
But
I'm
you
more
already
G-
automatically
the
went like,
fucking
oh, he
G.
called me a bitch. I mean, if you
Why,
automatically see
hey,
yourself as
Gypsy,
a bitch,
Gypsy.
then you are a bitch.
No, nigga. Here, why you delete my fucking comments off your video when I asked you what's the problem? I
I
thought we
never
was
delete
cool.
your comments
You
on
shut
my
the fuck
fucking
up.
videos. Never once have I deleted your comments.
You
I
lying
never
through your
delete
teeth,
anybody's
boy.
comments
You
on my
lying through
YouTube.
your teeth, boy. You lying through your fucking teeth, Gypsy.
Oh my God, you're such a BS. That's how I know you're a bitch, bro.
Yeah.
I never delete
Nigga,
anybody's
I'll put
comments
fucking
on
hands
my
on
shit,
you,
no matter
Gypsy.
how stupid. There's guys coming up and saying like, "Man, you're crazy," or this and that. I never once ever delete anybody's comments, bro.
You lying through your
I
fucking
accept the
teeth, Gypsy.
retardation as there is.
Bro, I'm down to spar eat your bitch ass. What's up with it?
All right.
What's up with it,
Come over
Gypsy?
then.
Yeah?
I'm in LA.
Oh, yeah,
This is turning into Jerry Springer.
Make it happen.
Like
Bro, I'll
Jerry.
knock you the fuck out, shorty.
I don't give a shit what you think you can do.
All right.
Okay. What I know I can do, you mean?
Dude,
All right.
whatever, bro.
Bitch.
Come on, stop talking all like hot shit like you
Pussy.
can do something.
Pussy ass nigga,
Come
you
on,
ain't got
stop
nothing,
that
bro.
nonsense, bro. I know
Fake
your ass,
ass
bro.
Turkish
The reason why I
wannabe
never
punk.
said anything is because I was like, oh man, let him talk. He's a kid. Let him talk. Let him say whatever he feels like saying.
Fucking
Let him
two-faced
express
little
himself.
bitch.
Express
Two-faced little
yourself.
bitch.
All right.
You know what I
Are
mean?
you guys
That's
gonna
about
calm
it.
down?
But at that
Are
point,
you guys
when
gonna calm down?
clicked on the wrong guy, I was like, oh shit,
All
here he
right.
goes.
All right. Let's move on. Nobody wants to hear this shit.
I feel like I might be like completely fucking hallucinating, but where the fuck did Johnny and Gypsy come from?
I have no idea. Well, I didn't know they had that feud.
Gonzalo was saying something. Who's got the echo, man? What's up with the echo?
Gypsy. Mute.
Gypsy.
Gypsy, you have echo,
Turn
man.
your fucking background off or your YouTube off or whatever. Come
Yeah,
on.
fix your mic. Show some respect for the show, Gypsy, you fucking faggot.
I have all time. I always show respect to the show, unless when they showed no respect to me is when I.
I'm not talking about
disrespecting
respect.
them.
I'm just saying, just
Nigga,
watch
you
your
don't
mic,
know
watch the
nothing
echo.
about respect.
All
All I know is
right.
Gonzalo was talking about something, and then all of a
Yeah.
sudden,
Everybody
like,
interrupted
shot out of a
Gonzalo.
cannon. No. Like
Pussy
Gypsy and
ass, fake ass Armenian wannabe.
All right.
cocksucker.
Johnny, calm down.
Calm down.
Gypsy. Are you serious with that
And
echo?
Gypsy, mute your goddamn mic.
Dude, don't
What the
pretend I
fuck?
didn't know about what you did with the phone call with Bruce fucking Vane, bro. I can
What
tell.
about it?
I don't
What
need to
about
be
it,
there to
dog?
fucking know.
Huh?
All right.
Nothing. Forget about
What is
it.
that?
Wait till I find out who's got
Well,
that
you,
echo.
okay, guys, I'm gonna kick you out, and you guys can have a chit chat. Hey, okay, Gypsy, listen to
I'm
me,
not
please.
saying anything.
You gotta mute
You gotta mute
your speakers
your
or something.
speakers or something.
There's an echo.
There's an echo.
Please mute, Gypsy.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
All right, I'm gonna have to. Gypsy.
Gypsy?
Do you hear that, Gypsy? Do you hear that echo? What's the
Mute.
matter with you? Get
There's an
out of
echo.
here.
There's an echo.
There's an echo.
All right, that's it. I'm kicking him out.
Man,
All right.
Gucho,
Yeah.
you tell me to mute my mic if I fucking my truck dings one time. This guy's got a goddamn echo like it's a
One time,
stadium
Pete.
speaker.
Pete, come on.
Get
You
him
have
out
a
of
yellow
here.
card. You've had a yellow card for over a year.
Anyway, what's wrong with Gypsy?
I don't know what's going
This
on.
guy's
man.
turning on everyone, man. He was turning on us the other day. He came in here, giving BDA stick, giving us sick. He don't like us for some reason. This is a guy that was part of the panel at one time. No one kicked him off.
No
He
one
got
kicked
sent-
him off. That's why
He was
it
getting
brought
sent
him-
links
yeah.
every show and just turned on us.
There's people that beg for links. This guy got a link all the time. I mean,
He's a nitwit. He's a nitwit, obviously.
And by the way, Gypsy, there was a huge echo with you, so we had to kick you out.
Yeah, man. If you're gonna fucking come on the show, at least turn the radio off in the background.
Are you telling me I missed Gypsy?
Yeah.
You just missed it. You just missed it, mate. I think Eddie Hearn might be on the phone later, trying to get a YouTube fight going on the undercard of fucking Jake Paul, and it was comedy gold, man. I'd like to see that actually, Johnny v Gypsy style.
It's like they both jumped through the window at the same time. Like we were just beamed into their argument, mid fucking argument. I still don't understand how that happened. They just both opened their mics and they just started going at it like it looked like they're mid sentence already. Anyway. Crazy.
All right. Let me open the phone lines. Give me 1 second. Well, you guys keep talking. Gonzalo was speaking and we cut him off, man.
I was going to say about Mikey Garcia, upon further reconsideration on my part, I'm going to have to say I'm not too mad at him. You know why? Because I thought about it. Look, he took a fight. He didn't fight Lomachenko. Okay, I agree. But what other reason do you have to be like really mad at him? Because he fought a guy that was much bigger than him, expecting to win. Okay, he lost. But if we go back to his 3-4 prior fights, he took on hard competition, and he's taking a good fight in Jesse Vargas. He fought Errol Spence.
Gonzalo.
Robert Easter Jr.
Gonzalo.
And Adrian, yes.
Gonzalo, could Mikey Garcia have done a little bit more against Spence?
No.
Okay.
He didn't get knocked out.
Okay. Well, I don't give a shit.
Bucho, I apologize for that, but I hate when people is two-faced and they turn around and say some shit about me instead of coming to talk to me. You know what I'm saying? So, apology, but I apologize, but fuck that kid.
All right.
Yeah, he didn't get knocked out, Bucho. He's a guy that was facing a freaking junior middleweight.
Yeah, but Mikey Garcia, right? Mikey Garcia, it wasn't his resume that we've got a problem with. It was that performance. He was dreadful on the night. Did he even turn up? I mean, the most energy he used on the night was his celebrations at the end of the round to say, look, I'm still alive. Fucking get
your show now.
Granted, he lost. He's a 135-pounder naturally. Look, he's fighting Jesse Vargas. His last 3 fights, freaking Lipinets, which is proven to be a really good fighter that went on to fight at welterweight now. Then he fought Errol Spence. Now he's fighting Jesse Vargas. Most fighters that fight 3 fights like that in a row, they usually get like a tune-up in between. But these 3 fights are against good competition.
Gonzalo, who you picking on that one, by the way, bro?
I'm not sure.
Oh, I asked you the other day, didn't I?
I know Jesse Vargas is he's faster for sure. And he's a longer guy, and he's a guy that's been champion at welterweight before. So,
I'm looking forward to. I think it's a good little scrap.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great scrap.
It's at 40. It's at 140.
It's at 47.
It's at 47. Yep.
Oh, Mikey.
Jesse Vargas has been champion at 47 before. He's a 2-time world champion.
Yeah, but when he moved up to 154, he started to look a little bit like more bulky. His shoulders look big and everything. I don't like him going back down to 147.
I'll tell you this about that fight, Bucho. One thing that people forgetting, because I made a little prediction video myself on that one. I says, here's the thing, bro. Vargas has been in there with the better people. He's been in there with Bradley. He's been in there with Pat. I
thought the same thing too, Johnny. Go ahead. I thought the same thing.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, neither one of them have really gotten that great win under their belt to propel them to the top. But on the flip side of that, like I say, I think Jesse's been in there with the better people, bro. And he's the bigger man too. I think it's gonna make it fucking interesting, to tell you the truth.
He only lost to Pacquiao, and in some rounds it was competitive. So he tasted a guy with power and speed.
Yeah, and I
the
mean,
Bradley fight, you got that incident in the 10th round where the bellkeeper ate like 10 seconds off the clock when he had him hurt. So he only lost 2 times, and he got 2 draws against Adrian Broner and Dulorme. And if Jesse Vargas would have stepped on the gas earlier, he would have won those fights. But that's not there.
I'm picking. There's a lot of background noise, man.
Yeah, Pete. Jesus.
Yeah, come on, Pete. You have to.
Gypsy Pete. All right. Go ahead, Stu. And then we have a phone call. So go ahead, Stu, and then phone
crack
call.
on. Just take the call, innit?
All right. 619. You're on the air. 619.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is Jose.
All right. Welcome to the show. What's on your mind?
Hey, Well, I was thinking about that fight. I like Jesse Vargas because he's bigger and he's longer. But the thing is, I was thinking about the Adrian Broner fight. If you use that as a measuring stick, Mikey Garcia did better. That's the only thing I was thinking about.
Mhm.
What do you guys think about that?
That's a good point.
I think Jesse tied with him, and Garcia just whooped on him for like the majority of the fight. But
I think Jesse
I don't know
lost.
if that's a good measuring stick or not.
I think Jesse lost to fucking Broner. I actually counted the rounds in that fight, and he lost, man. But what do you guys think?
Mikey's going to have to be busy to beat Vargas because Vargas is a busy fighter. He's going to be throwing punches. And, does Mikey have the power at 147 to take people out? I've not seen it. I've not seen it. He might prove me wrong on the night, but like I said, he's going to have to work. He's going to go. For me, he's going to go the distance, and I'm going to pick Jesse Vargas to win that one on points. I just don't think Garcia is going to come in good enough shape for a start. He just doesn't take boxing serious anymore. This is a payday for him.
Well, we seen Mikey Garcia come off of long layoffs and semi-retirements. So they both had long layoffs, about a year apiece. But we haven't seen Jesse Vargas come off a long layoff. His last fight was about 9 months ago. So we'll see.
Okay.
Yeah, we've seen
Hello?
Mikey Garcia come off a long
Yeah,
layoff.
Jose.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
There's an echo on my phone. I don't know why, but anyways, hold on. The other thing I don't know that I wanted to bring up, maybe Stu is there and he can clarify the situation for me. But Eddie Hearn, man, I don't like how all of a sudden now that Tyson Fury has the WBC belt, now he wants undisputed. He wants to pay Wilder step aside money. I don't know if whether you guys agree or not that Joshua was ducking Wilder or not. He never really showed interested in undisputed when Wilder was champion. All of a sudden, he wants to make undisputed. And also, I remember Tyson Fury saying that he wasn't ever fighting in the UK again. I don't know if Stu can clarify that for me. Why not? Is it because he's a gypsy and he thought that his people over there in the UK didn't like him? And no,
it's never to do with that. It's because he's got a free fight contract with Top Rank, and Tyson Fury is one of the biggest stars in America right now in boxing. Why is he going to come to the UK?
Exactly, but that's now. What about before? He made
unless it's a fight with Joshua. Unless it's a fight with Joshua,
he said that his people didn't like him. And now all of a sudden, you got these people jump. So to me, it's just really interesting how Joshua was portrayed to be the biggest star, but I think Tyson Fury is kind of like trying to snatch that back. And he was the original undisputed champion, So that's why I was really glad when he made his comeback. And actually, Wilder was trying to have him do the rematch right away because Wilder was trying to catch him when he was still, not 100%. So I'm glad he signed with Top Rank and he's playing his cards right because it seems to me that everybody else was trying to play their cards right. Wilder trying to fight him right away, Joshua not trying to fight Wilder, and all of a sudden he wants to fight Fury, and I think it's just obvious how he's an opportunist. Eddie Hearn.
Eddie Hearn's all about
Joshua,
money, bro, right? That money brings in massive.
Listen,
I'm hearing the Arabs. Listen, I'm hearing the Arabs are willing to pay stupid money for like 400 million for that fight just to get it over in Saudi Arabia. That fight was massive in the UK. Hearn's thinking with his pocket again. Of course he is. Look, the Wilder fight with Joshua, what's the point of taking that fight right now? Now that belt's gone, that unified, undisputed crown's not up for grabs, then the fight's lost its sting. He's just got bashed up for 7 rounds. No one wants to see it right now.
Yeah,
you want to see
Fury. So my point is
you want to see Fury and Joshua in there.
Now it makes no sense. But back then he didn't want to fight Wilder, and now that Fury has the belt, he's all over it, man. Like that's not cool, man. That's why I think Wilder should take the rematch and just make Eddie Hearn wait, man, just like he wants to make everybody else wait when Joshua had the belt.
Yeah, but
and
the thing is,
we've seen
it's
that
not about getting
didn't
one
work
on.
out for
It's
him
not.
because
It's not about. Yeah, but it's not about getting one on Eddie
Joshua
Hearn.
lost. For ducking Wilder, he fought Ruiz, and it backfired on him.
All right,
so
all
I
right.
think that's
Stu,
great.
go ahead. Stu, go ahead.
Hey, but bro, we have a dialogue here. We come back and forth and talk. You know,
I think it's a connection.
You can't just make all these statements and then
I think it's a
let no
connection.
one fucking debunk it. At the end of the day, look, Wilder's you just want to get one on Eddie Hearn. Forget about Wilder's health here. Forget about Wilder's mental state. You just want to get one on Eddie Hearn. Forget about Eddie Hearn. What's best for Deontay Wilder right now? That's not getting in the ring with that monster again and getting his ass whooped. It's fucking taking a break, regrouping, getting a trainer that's going to fucking teach us something. Yeah, but you know, like, it's just a stupid thing for Wilder to do, to take that rematch right now, because he's just going to get the same thing happen to him. He's not. He needs to make big changes. He needs to get a new team around him, regroup, get confident, get a win behind him. Even if he takes an easy fight, get a win behind him for a start. Get his weight right. He's got so many things he needs to change. What's the point? You just want him to go in there.
I understand. I understand that you're trying to say that I'm just trying to get one in on Eddie Hearns, but it just suits him, doesn't it? It's just so convenient. You know what I mean? I mean, why? I mean, it's just convenient for him is all I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to say that it's convenient for Wilder to take the fight right now, of course.
Of
But
course.
the thing is, he has the rematch clause, and I just think that Eddie Hearn is just being an opportunist, trying to pay step-aside money. All these, I know, I understand you're from the UK, and you would like to see unified as well, because you got 2 UK fighters. Yeah. That's great. That's awesome, man. Yeah. But that could have happened. That could have happened with Deontay Wilder.
Yeah, but look, Joshua and Wilder, right? They're both to blame for that. The thing is, they thought they could cherry pick their way down the road and have it a few years down the line. They skim us boxing fans of every penny we've got, so they can fight these mismatches. And they both got caught out at the end of the day. They both cherry picked someone that and it cost them. So now they have to get these fights on while they're still at their best. Joshua and Wilder are a KO waiting to happen again. They are. That's just the way they fight. They're a KO waiting to happen again. You've got to get them when they're, like I said, when they're still relevant, when they've still got the belts. Joshua's he's got a bit of form back. He looks dangerous again, Joshua. The fight makes sense. But, you know, who was calling for Wilder, Joshua after the Reeves fight? No one was calling for it. That's what I'm saying. You're only as good as your last performance. And for me, that's why Joshua...
Yeah, I understand that. But I'm just stating the fact that...
It's the biggest fight in world boxing. Forget the UK. It's the biggest fight in world boxing.
All right, guys, we have to move on because we have another phone call. So, Jose, thank you for your call. And if you want to call again later, then go ahead. But thank you. And
okay, Mike, sorry about that. My connection was bad. Bye.
Yeah, no problem. All right, let's move on. 337, you're on the air. 337.
Hey, where's Johnny boy?
Johnny. He's there. Johnny, he's muted. Probably taking...
Right here. Right here.
Unmute, Johnny. Johnny, you
I'm
there?
right here.
Hey, what's up? It's dead game, bro.
Oh, what's cracking, bro?
Look, I went back and watched the Larry Merchant interview. And look, I have to retract my statement. It's not as bad as I thought.
The dead game. I was just saying it's stupid for these kids to come at a 90-year-old man, bro. That's all I was getting.
No. That's not. I'm not. Look. I'm not gonna even go there because a 90-year-old man have his opinion, and you know he can get his ass whipped too. But what I'm saying is, what he said wasn't as bad as I thought after hearing all kind of stuff. After I got off your live, I went and listened to it personally. And it's not as bad as what people are making it out to be. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, mate. But the thing is with Fannin shows the tears, and he brings in the dramatic sounds, make it sound a lot worse than what it was. He's the sort of clown that's spreading all this bullshit. Look, Larry Merchant's an old man, senile, dementia is kicking in.
What happened?
Stu, let me. Nah. I was just getting pissed off because all these dudes was trying to come at 90-year-old Larry Merchant because he said, there's not going to be another great black heavyweight. Like, who get it? Like, bro, that's what I said on my stream. I was like, bro, do you think Butch... You think
No.
Bucho would get mad
Johnny,
if you told him
Johnny,
that there's not going to be another great Mexican heavyweight? Like, who gives a fuck, bro? Yeah.
Hey, Johnny, you see, Johnny, you kind of stating it wrong. You see, if somebody hear you say that, it sounds fucked up. You have to watch the whole interview, bro. It's not as bad as what you said it. It's even more fucked up the way he said it. You have to listen to it, you know. You have to listen to it. It's not as bad as what it makes it out.
Could you guys explain?
But off with that. I just wanted to clear that up.
I didn't even
No,
know.
yeah, we good. Dead game. You my boy. So, you know, it is what it is. Even if we don't disagree all the time, you're still my boy, bro. It don't matter.
I just wanted to clarify because I went out talking before I even watched the whole video myself. I'm listening to other podcasts, and that's how I got my opinion. But look, check this out. Jesse Vargas, Mikey Garcia. I got Mikey because I think Mikey is more skilled. I just don't like the fact that Jesse Vargas is just as big as Errol Spence, and he learned how to box very well. He got that straight jab, and he can stick to the body. So it's going to be a good fight.
Yeah.
Wilder
Not
Fury
as quite as powerful.
Let's make it happen. Fuck all that bullshit about Tyson and AJ. Forget about it, Stu. Forget about it. We're going straight to the third fight. And it is what it is. We're going to make it happen. We win, we win. We lose, we lose. We just have to make sure that them damn gloves is all the way on the hand. Fuck all that bullshit with these gloves. We already know we ain't gonna even get on that.
Hey, don't tell me. Hey, if you're gonna have if you're gonna talk about Fury having his gloves loaded, no, there's no evidence, by the way. But if you're gonna accuse him of that, then you better keep the same feelings to Muhammad Ali, who cut his glove and cheated Henry Cooper. You know, the guy that's cheating at its highest order. Say something about that.
Dead Game's right though, man. That's what I was saying, trying to say earlier. Which
cheating.
I got to ask that game.
Say something about Sonny Liston. Say something about Sonny Liston who put something on his gloves to blind Ali.
Cheating, bro.
Say something about them guys.
Look, cheating is cheating. If you're cheating, you're cheating. And I'm gonna tell you like
you've got no evidence.
If your fist is balled up, whether you lace up the gloves and you punching with that shit is illegal as fuck. Okay, so all I'm saying is.
So you're Pete, you're telling me them gloves were loaded then? Is that what you're saying?
Hey, listen, Dead Game.
It is what it is. We just want to run it back a third time, and we're gonna see who the better man is. That's all.
Hey, yo, Dead Game. It's Johnny Boy again, bro. Did you see my man's little boozy talking about D Wade's kid? Did you see that, Dead Game?
Johnny, look, Johnny. I can't. The last time I was on here, I told you guys they trying to feminize the men in America. I told you that.
I'm saying that's what I said. I was like, yo, shout out to Boozy, bro. He's keeping it a buck like usual, bro.
No, let me get in here, quickly. Pete,
you know what?
I want to speak to Pete. I want to speak to Pete. Dead Game.
They're gonna crucify Boosie.
Fuck's sake, man. What?
All right, Stu, go ahead.
It's mentally draining, isn't it? Pete, I want to ask you a question, bro.
Yeah, I'm here.
Do you think Fury's gloves were loaded? Yes or no?
No. In the second fight, I don't think they're loaded in either fight. They were not loaded in either fight.
No.
But I want to explain one thing to you, Stu. And this is nothing personal, my man, because you and I agree on. You and I never had a problem.
Go ahead, bro. I can accept if you think this.
Say again.
Go ahead.
I can accept it that you think something might be wrong. Go ahead.
Well, I'm glad you can accept it because you're about to hear it. In the very beginning of the podcast, we got on this whole like American fighters thing. My point I don't know, when I was still sitting in this office, this is going back to the very, very beginning of the show, right? I don't mean to cut it on Dead Game's time. Was that Wilder's a hard guy to defend. In other words, he started this whole narrative of after the fight, he halfway said something happened to him. He was obviously affected. Let's just say it like that. Whatever. But it's hard to even explain what was going on to the guy because he's given an interview like talking about his costume. All right. So he's not doing himself any favors.
What's that to do with the gloves, though?
I'm going to get to it if you let me get to it. So unfortunately saying that, unlike AJ, who caught a lot of shit for the way he handled that fight, that loss against Ruiz.
I thought he handled it perfectly. Wilder sparked his fans into going on these wild chases, right? On these wild fucking searches. I saw a fixed fight so many times that how could that? I mean, him and Wilder and Kovalev could get an Oscar for that kind of fucking acting if that was a fixed fight. But I will say this. Somebody's got these clips, right? It's of the first fight, not of the second fight. It has nothing to do with the second fight. It's of the first fight. That's what Dead Game's speaking about, which is doesn't look like his gloves are loaded. It looks like his gloves are pulled down off of his fist, and it looks like his fist with a bare wrap is basically in the palm of his glove. Dead Game, is that what you're talking about?
No, he's talking about the second.
Yeah, man, I did
No,
not
he's
say
not.
loaded, bro. Loaded is like what Margarito had with those.
I know you didn't say loaded. I know that. Stu said loaded, and I'm saying you're not saying loaded. You're saying his gloves are pulled down to where his bare wraps are hitting somebody in the face. And there's a clip
Despite
of it,
some
and it does look
YouTuber
like
well, the
that doesn't have a lot of
wherever
videos
you lace
on
them
the
up,
first
where
fight,
the
but you
laces
gotta
are.
realize
I'm
that
saying his
Fury's hands
fist
are
is
so
where the
big.
laces are. They're not in the pad.
His hands are so big that he could bend the glove at the wrist, and it gives you the appearance that the gloves are pulled off his knuckles. But why would you want to pull off your gloves off your knuckles? I want to
Yeah,
have
what's
my
that do?
gloves
What's the
pulled back.
advantage?
Quit that, man.
What's the advantage?
Remember when Mike Tyson used to pull the gloves like really back and tighten them up, and you see how Pacquiao punches his two gloves together so he can get the gloves firm on the knuckles? I don't see no advantage.
Do you think they're going to let Deontay Wilder in his home country with his fucking home promotion, with everything behind him, the judges, the fucking referee, do you think they're going to let Tyson Fury, right, wrap his hands in a room that when no one's watching? Do you think that's really going to happen? Do you honestly believe?
Well, they cut off the fucking.
Of course it has, man. Do you know what I mean? How can the glove? How can look if he's messing around with the gloves? Them gloves are checked.
Still, they're signed. The Nevada Commission has to sign. No, when they take the gloves off in the interview, you see the signature on everybody's gloves, or an X, or there's some insignia on them. That's the commission signing off, meaning I witnessed it. NSAC, and then usually NSAC, and then they'll write your name.
Bro. If he pulled his hands out of the gloves a little bit, it's still gonna have the signature. What are you talking about? I'm saying he had.
But my point, but what's the advantage, dude? Listen, I've been hit. By fucking world-class fighters,
and the
dude.
glove is like a pillow wrapping around the side of his head. You don't see how that thing flopping back and forth?
Do you know why boxers wear gloves? It isn't about protection for the.
All right.
Go ahead, Jimmy. Jimmy.
Listen, the reason boxers started wearing boxing gloves, okay, was to protect their hands. It has nothing to do with protection of the face. That and it stops the cuts because people complained about the blood because there used to be bare knuckle. Listen, there is no difference when you get punched in the face at 295 pounds with a 14-inch mitten on, and by the third round, believe me, that thing, it doesn't take much. There's only maybe sitting at the bend of the knuckle. And did you see Wilder keep he would bend it and he was pushing? The reason why he was doing that is getting a better grip on the glove. When he's hitting you, plus the hand's wrapped, I'll tell you right now, hand to God, I've been punched in the face. I'm not bragging about it because who brags about getting punched in the face? So many times by a bare fist I can't remember, and I've been punched in the face by a glove. I'd rather get punched in the face with a bare fist because a better chance.
I can't believe Pete's buying this bullshit. I thought he was better than that.
Punching the fucking head with a glove, it makes no sense. Listen,
hold on, Jimmy.
hit somebody.
Jimmy. Just real quick, let me say something. I'm saying it's a damn shame that the fight's being dragged out all through this week like this. In other words, I'm blaming Wilder for not letting it fucking rest. He kind of started this whole excuse-making narrative, cutting Mark Breland loose. His costume was too heavy. That initiated some kind of like a. And by the way, Stu, all I was doing was explaining what Dead Game was talking about because Dead Game in his call mentioned it about make sure his gloves are straight for the third fight, and everybody was giving him a hard time. You mentioned loaded. Hold on. He didn't say loaded, and I was just calling your attention to what he was talking about. It was a clip from the first fight, where he's punching. And Jimmy, I know you're comparing getting punched with a bare fist to a 10-ounce or 12-ounce glove. How about being punched with a hand wrap only, with a pro hand wrap? Wouldn't that be the hardest out of all three?
But so you're
just asking
saying
you a
his
question.
knuckles? No, let me ask you because I need to picture what you're saying. So I'm
Yeah,
asking you. You're saying so when he was throwing the punch, his actual knuckles were out of the glove and it was catching on the face. Like he was actually like.
Here's what I'm saying. The
holding
video. Here's what I'm saying. The video it seems to show.
Okay.
And this is from the first fight, not from the second fight. The
And
second fight,
I know.
Wilder got
Listen, I
fucking
know you're
blown
just a
over.
messenger.
The second
I know
fight
you're just
got fucking
messenger.
walked over. It's a clip from the first fight, and I want you to, and I'll show it. I'll pull it. It indicates this, Jimmy. You get your hands wrapped in the training room, in the locker.
Yep.
With the opposing coach watching in SAC. And SAC
Yep.
signs off, right?
Mhm.
On your wraps, you're done. You got hand wraps on. That's it. Legit hand wraps, no plaster of Paris, no bullshit. You then glove up. And instead of skinning your gloves back or punching the fucking wall like Kovalev used to, or taking padding out of him or any of that bullshit, right? It looks in this video as if Tyson Fury's glove was tied, and then the tape that goes around the outside of it was basically loosened up enough or manipulated so that the glove, let's just say it goes from right here, it moves up like this. So the padding of his glove is legit, but it's just flopping around. And his knuckles, his fist, and a hand wrap are where the palm of your hand would be in the boxing glove. So he's punching like this, and the glove's flopping back. The glove's flopping back as he's doing
So it looks like he's slapping him. So if his hands were if his hands were in the glove all the way, right? Say like his fingertips were to the end, it would almost be the appearance of him open hand slapping him.
I'm just going to show you the clip. You'll see what I'm talking about.
But you
Honestly,
know what I'm
you
saying?
would
Like,
never
he's
think to
hitting him
do
with
this,
the
but if
palm.
you wanted to hit somebody with a hand wrap, but have the glove pulled back so the pad's all flopping, you'd never think to do this, to have it flopping around. But really, it's tamper. You couldn't inspect it. If it happened in the ring,
Did
it
this,
happened in the ring. I'll
did
show
this
you.
happen in the
Also,
second
because
fight?
Once they get those gloves put on them, they don't just sign off. They have to stay with them. They don't leave the room.
Yeah, it happened.
I think what Pete is saying is that, Jimmy, that he's getting that he's getting an extra extension with the glove on the first fight to use the hand as kind of like a whip to fucking go around Deontay Wilder's guard. That's the clip that I saw, but it's kind of it's not really relevant. He's wearing the green gloves. He got an extra extension on his hand because he's using the glove to manipulate around Deontay Wilder's guard. But I don't find that effective.
All right, tell me. I'm telling you what it looks like. And unfortunately, it incited these guys to go on this fucking conspiracy theory. That's what I'm saying. I'm the last person that buys any of this fixed fight shit, man.
Yeah, bro.
No, I know, dude. You're just explaining it, dude. I know that.
Them goddamn gloves ain't no fucking loaded. For Christ's
Not
sakes
loaded.
almighty. You
Not
fucking, you fucking.
Not
you
loaded,
know.
Johnny. Not loaded. I'm talking about not. I didn't say loaded. What I'm saying was he was punching with his knuckles was at the palm, and when he hit you, his no padding right there, brother. And then when he punched
Well, it didn't fucking work, though, did it? Because it didn't knock Deontay Wilder out. So why are we even mentioning it? He got the draw.
Jimmy, are you
seeing that? He was gifted a fucking
Yeah, I am seeing
draw
that.
anyway.
Weird,
So
man.
why are we
You see
even
what I'm
mentioning
talking
it?
about, Jimmy?
Man, I'm talking about the second fight.
He's talking about the second. That's what I keep saying. And people are
I know,
telling
but
me
right there, you know
no.
what he's doing?
Well, who's confusing me?
Dude, that's an illegal thing. He's palming him, dude. He's giving him an open hand slap. He's giving him an open hand slap. He's trying to
Not
cut
only
him.
is it letting him
Even
slap,
though
but
that's
this-
illegal, that shit is illegal.
What?
But to have your
Oh,
knuckles
of course
on
it
the
is.
palm, come
Of course
on,
it is.
man.
He's just
But look,
slapping him.
there's no
He just
excuse. It
that's
is
not
what it
fist
is.
isn't out of the
It
glove.
was-
He's just slapping him.
If we want to get robbed by boxing, we're gonna let this guy come from overseas and rob us with some bullshit. Hey, we
Rob,
gonna
yeah,
back,
the
man.
fucking
Alright,
look, that's
alright.
whooping.
Back.
How's that robbery? Tyson Fury took them belts and he deserved it. He whooped Wilder's ass for every second of every round.
If he cheated, Stu, if he cheated,
took
do
them
you
belts.
think he deserved it?
If he cheated. Well, no.
Stu, answer the question. If he cheated, do you think
I-
that's a deserving of a victory?
Are you fucking mad? Do you think I'm going to come on here and say, yeah, he cheated? Do you think my IQ is that low? Come on, man.
No, Stu.
What did
I'm
you-
not
what did
saying
you
that.
say?
He's saying
I'm
if
not saying
hypothetical.
I'm gonna go
Hypothetical.
finish.
Hypothetically
I'm not
speaking.
saying go against your British brother. But come on, man. Come on, bro. It is what it is, man. We all know what happened.
All right. We're gonna move on. Dead game. Thank you for the call, man.
All right, fam.
We'll look into it.
Johnny, bro, be good. Y'all have a good
Yeah,
one, fam.
salute, bro. Take it easy.
All right.
Fucking Oh, I was gonna say, where's Recognize at, bro? I ain't even heard him talk yet.
Who was that?
I'm right here. I'm just listening.
Oh,
Very
damn,
quiet.
Recognize
Very quiet.
Recognize.
I'm disappointed.
Recognize came in here. I'm chewing fucking Gypsy a new one, and then fucking this Stu and this guy are going at it over.
This is weird.
Yeah,
That's
but I
the
wasn't
fuck I
even-
just
yeah.
walk into.
To be fair, I wasn't even going out. I can't accept that Tyson Fury cheated in any sort of way.
I don't see.
You just listen. I had a buddy fucking was excellent at that. Scotty, I think his last, I used to smile off there. Scotty. Sometimes I forget it's been years since I've seen these guys. Yeah, Scotty O'Donnell, kid from Billerica. He was famous for slapping you, and he'd do it quick too. But yeah, you can slap and shit. Sometimes guys do that if the hands bother them. After a while, your fucking hand hurts, so they'll do a slap.
Like
I mean,
Dudu
it is.
Andrade. Like
But
Andrade.
listen, yeah, exactly. But it's not going to knock anybody out. And all it does is fucking aggravate the dude. Sometimes give you a race.
That's what I was
like
going to
a
say,
rash.
Jimmy.
It's not giving him any benefits. And to punch somebody outside his glove, why in God's name would he do
We're
that?
gonna go to a phone call. 910. You're on the air. 910.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Steven Schneider.
What's up, Steven? What's on your mind?
Hey, what's going on, guys? Yeah, I was just calling, man. Pete was doing a classic. Dead Brain called in earlier.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, and he basically had his argument, right? And then Pete did something that lawyers call leading the witness. You object to that. Basically, Pete argued for him and completely changed what the. All right, I'm not going to disrespect the guy, but he completely didn't word it the way Pete worded it. He was in inflection, but anyway, we'll get over that. I'm disappointed in Pete's whole thing about that because that's bullshit. The gloves, his fucking trainer, or no. Let me finish. His trainer watches. There's a huge echo. His trainer watches him do the raps, right? Watches him the whole time he was in there. Chief second or the trainer. Right?
JD's.
Okay, watches them do the raps. As far as the gloves being on, when they come in the ring, the ref looks at them. What do? They look at the belt line. They look at the belt line. They look at the
We've all
gloves.
seen the fight.
They give
We've all
them
seen the fight,
instructions that
Schneider.
they
Hey,
already
listen,
gave
I
them in the
didn't even hear what Dead Game was
okay?
saying. I was saying what I was saying, which is it's
Anybody can
unfortunate. It's unfortunate that they're
position
trying
of
to
his
spin this
hand in
thing.
the glove and get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. And hitting behind the head. Last I checked, the ear wasn't on the back of your fucking head. So that's all I wanted to say.
Schneider, I watched the second fight, and I watched Tyson Fury come in there and mow down Wilder. He didn't win a round. He just walked him down and mowed him down, walked right through him. Caught him in the second round, and he never beat the shit out of him from then on out. And I think Breland did the right thing. That's all I saw. That's all I saw in the second fight. That's all I saw.
Yeah, but I think Snyder was saying that
I
you
didn't
sort of
see
like
that, man.
you sort of like
see that,
backing. I think Snyder what he's saying is that you're sort of backing their dead games
anything at all.
That's how I saw it myself.
No, I was clear. Last time Dead Game called in, we were all talking over him. I will say that much. So this time he was trying to talk. I don't know if he's breaking up or getting talked over. He said something about the guy's gloves. I didn't even hear his fucking call before that. I was trying to get set up at my desk, so I wouldn't have to be outside when it's windy. I didn't even hear what he said about the fucking Schneider. What you just said? I wasn't leading anybody.
Sorry,
I wasn't leading
anybody.
anybody.
I didn't hear the other call he made on the other episode.
All right.
I didn't even hear this call.
Yeah,
Hold
listen.
on, I didn't even hear this call. I just heard the last thing he said was about gloves, and I said it's unfortunate that Wilder didn't just accept his loss and move forward, right? Like he's going to have to one way or the other. But he's excited. All this.
Yeah, you're right.
It's lasted the whole week with these conspiracy theories. He got fucking walked down. He had an off night. Fury had a great night, and he got his fucking ass kicked for it.
Pete,
it's a fight.
Pete, we're gonna call you Pete Dershowitz now. All right. Pete Dershowitz.
I'll take it.
He got his ass whipped. Stop it.
All right, Steven. Anything else? Steven, anything else?
Recognize? Didn't I just say that?
I just want to shout out to Jimmy and Recognize
Stop it.
and all the panelists. You guys are awesome. Fucking. I had something else I wanted to say, but I was on hold for so long. I forgot. I'm drinking. I don't even remember anymore what it was.
All right.
Yeah,
we know.
Keep it up. I appreciate it. Love the show.
Thanks for the phone call, man.
I'm gonna get Gonzalo's brother to straighten your
Dead
ass
Game,
out.
if you're listening, I like you, but stop it. He got his ass whipped.
All right, we got another phone call. 619. You're on the air. 619.
Yeah, how you doing? It's me calling again, Jose. First of all, I want to say that congratulations to Tyson Fury. That was a great win. He basically beat up Deontay Wilder, and I just want to say that, man, Deontay Wilder has a chin, because and I would see why Fury might try to get a little edge in punching power, but he did do his job. And when Fury knocked out Wilder, he knocked him down to the body, man. Not to say that he didn't knock him down standing up, because we all know you can knock somebody out standing up, man. But man, that guy has a chin. But yeah, he whooped on him. But what I think that one caller before the previous one was trying to say about the gloves is not that they were loaded, man, because everybody tries to keep confusing the narratives that people are saying they were loaded, and they try to confuse the first one with the second fight. No, what he was trying to say, and I saw other videos just to clarify for you guys, they're saying that Fury had his fist where the laces are, and that's why it seemed like the padded part of the glove was flopping around. You see what I'm saying? So in other words, that he was hitting him with his fist, basically. So all that is what I want to clarify. What I heard. So, anyways, that's my call.
Hey, it makes it even. It makes it even when you got the other guy who palm smacks you, hits you with rabbit punches. Hey, he got what he deserved. I don't care.
Yo, is that Gonzalez's brother?
Nor do I.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't matter.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
fuck
not
him.
matter.
I appreciate it, Jose,
Yeah.
man. I don't know
thanks
if
for the phone call.
or not.
Tyson Fury's one of those guys that if you play dirty, he's gonna play dirty right back. Good
Yeah.
for him.
Bro, my question is this: why the fuck are we even talking about a third fight? He got dominated twice. So what the fuck are we even talking
Because
about
of the gloves.
over here?
Johnny, the gloves is an issue now. All right.
Oh no! I was making a joke, Joe, but I'm
No,
saying,
no,
yeah.
I'm making a joke, Johnny. I mean, people want to see a third fight because now they're saying that there was something shady. There was something wrong.
So they're coming
The
up
thing
with
is this.
excuses.
Unfortunately,
Well, they had to get off the
like,
fucking
it's.
vest.
Oh, go ahead, Jimmy.
They had to get off the vest thing because that video surfaced with him telling fucking Joe Rogan how he trains and spars with a 35-pound vest on. And then Roy Jones came out.
Jimmy, you sound a bit muffled, bro.
Yeah.
Is there something wrong with your mic or something?
Yeah. Let me see if I can change something, dude. Son of a bitch.
Yeah, try and sort it out because I want to hear what you got to say, brother.
You're not wearing
All
a
right,
Wilder
brother.
mask,
Thank
are
you
you,
for the
Jimmy?
heads up.
Remember when
that-
Wilder in the
yeah,
first
that-
fight gave the whole interview with a fucking mask on? After
Oh
the
my
weigh-in? You sounded just like Jimmy. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do good tomorrow. I think I'm gonna do good tomorrow night. That poor girl's got a microphone. This guy's got a Voltron mask on.
All right, Jimmy's gonna come back. In the meantime, well,
Yeah, fuck it. I mean, if he wants to get beat the fuck up for the third time, run it.
Yeah, he should though. If you guys remember that a couple nights ago, I was saying they should. It's in everybody's best interest to let Fury go over there and fight AJ. Man, that's gonna Wilder's gonna make more money doing that, and he's gonna get to recover, and it's gonna be a fight that I want to see, not a fight that I don't want to see.
Exactly. Like I said, that's a beating. You can't just get back into training camp 3 months down the road. You got to remember he's been banned from getting in a boxing gym for 6 weeks. So
in Nevada,
he can't even get in he can't even go in a boxing gym for 6 weeks. So
in
that's taken
Nevada,
a massive chunk of his training away. He needs a rest. He's had 2 back-to-back camps, and he's took a big pasting. Fresh, get your mindset, get a trainer that's going to try and teach you something at least. And regroup, and then come
fuck
back.
His rest. Fuck his rest and whatever he wants to do in his fucking mind. I don't give a shit about him. Let Charlie Fink will figure it out. I want to see AJ and Fury. I just don't want to see. He can get right back in the ring in any other state besides Nevada.
At this point, I'm sorry, Pete.
No,
I was just gonna say. Hold on. I was just gonna say at this point, bro. I mean, we know he's not beating Fury in a boxing ring. They can fight in my backyard, though, bro. I'll get the lawn chairs out, get some beer cooking, get some sausage cooking on the grill.
Nice.
I'll watch them two Big Mama Lukes fight in my backyard. That'll be more interesting instead, because we already know Wilder's not beating him in no fucking boxing ring.
I'll be there. I'm gonna be like Big Polly eating.
All right, hold on. I think Stu wanted to say something. Stu, go ahead.
No, I didn't really want to say anything.
You didn't want to really.
Okay, then can you guys hear me now?
Yeah,
Excuses are not going to change the result.
Yes.
Yeah,
it's not going to make your hair any straighter.
All right, hold on, guys.
Excuses.
I need to read some super chats here that I missed. So hold on. Let me read the super chats. All right, hold on. Damn it, what is? All right, so we have Chris K. He says Fury's gloves made Wilder have bad fundamentals. Okay, so the gloves led to the bad fundamentals. Makes sense. And there was another one from Fireman. I can't read it anymore, but it was, oh, here it is. Keep up the good work, fellas. The patience you guys exhibit is remarkable. All right.
Yeah,
Thank you, Fireman.
It's true. Well, I'll tell you this. I'm going to tell you this right now. Deontay Wilder's always been what he's been, man. We've been talking about this for 5-6 fights already, right? He just, unless you stand on the end of his fucking right hand, which I don't know how powerful it was, but unless you stand right on the end of it, if you either move outside of it or you fucking move inside of it, what does he do? He has no jab. He just measures with his left hand to get a range to throw his right. So look, we know this about him before. We know this about him after. There's no need to say he's mentally finished. He was mentally fully developed before the fight a long time ago. He's gonna be the same Deontay Wilder he was before this fight.
No, he won't.
And Tyson Fury had a.
He won't. He won't be the same guy again.
You think he's like mentally processing all this? Like
honestly, mate, you got to remember, this is not a normal guy. This is a fucking narcissist, Pete, of the highest order. This guy punches. I've seen it with so many punches. Once they get knocked out, they're never the same guy. Once that zero goes, then that invincibility, that aura about him's gone. So Pete, and the blueprint's been put out how to beat Deontay Wilder. Everyone's going to do what Tyson Fury did that night. I know some of them are going to walk on the shots because they're not good enough to get the plan out, sort of thing. But there's going to be guys that are going to rush Wilder, fight him in the pocket, maul him, wait for his tank to go, and then take him out. That's the blueprint. It's there. But like I said on this show, we've been saying it for over a year now how to beat Deontay Wilder. So
he's walked into the same situation before, like Szpilka. Like Szpilka was getting demolished, and he's still. In other words, that's all I've always said. When Wilder goes for it, so to speak, when he starts getting crazy and windmilling and going for it too early, shit, that's when he ends up walking onto the same kind of treatment against guys that are way smaller than him. Have no chance.
Round 7, right before he got stopped, he threw the same combination that knocked out Fury in the 12th round, knocked him down. He threw the same, and he missed both shots. The look on his face, the tank just went. His legs started to go like jelly. It was the last bit of energy he had. And he tried to rescue himself with that same combination. When that didn't work, his hope went, and that's when the right decision was made to throw in the towel because he would have took the beating of his life, and there would be no trilogy.
The fucking guy is 0-2 against elite fighters.
Yeah, that's right. Now, guys,
that's can you guys hear me?
Right.
Oh.
Yeah, I hear you, Jimmy. Go ahead.
Oh, so can you hear me now? I mean, am I as low?
You're fine. Hey, Jimmy.
Excellent. Yeah, I was going to say, man, first that bullshit excuse was blown up with the vest because somebody tweeted out, I don't know if you guys saw that with him on Joe Rogan explaining how he trains with a 35-pound vest on. So it's like, wow, that kind of blew up. And then even it was trending on YouTube with that fight, Floyd hype interviewed Roy Jones, and he just ripped into him. He was like, come on, man, come on, nah. Man, I used to play basketball all day in a weighted suit, and then warm up in one. He said, if you're in shape, ready to fight, that ain't gonna do nothing. 5 minutes to the ring, come on. Like that's so preposterous. In that excuse that the heavy 40 again, it's not 45-pound plate on your back. It's over your shoulders. You know what I mean? Like fucking
And you walked. And
he walked. And it's fucking. It's over you. You know what I mean? It's balanced on you. So that's just a crack shit. Listen, stupid. It goes to show you the more excuses he makes. That's how you want to know someone who's a knucklehead in a situation like that. Just sit back and let them talk. Right? They'll always let you everything they know. The fact you need to know about him. The fact that he's making all these excuses tells me he's mentally weak.
that this is fucking him all up because, like Stu said, it's been his aura. He's been living off that. He's been, fucking, he bought into it, dude. Fucking, I'm an invincible dude. He starts calling out, like even Fury. That's what made me really respect him when he said, when I listened to him on he tweeted out and he was this tweet saying all these heavyweights that he would knock out, including, he's like, how dare you call out ex guys who have no ability to defend themselves? You know what I mean? Like, just to say it, he said, it's just so cowardice, because that's when I decided I'm definitely knocking him out. So once I saw that, man, he had this look in his eye when he said that. And I'm like, this fucking crazy prick might do it. That's the reason why I was taking so long. I was going to go with Fury with the stoppage. I just didn't know if I was going to go to the fourth or the fucking eighth, but I'm glad I still went the fourth, because I'll tell you, he was done by the second. But I remember people laughed at me when I said the fourth. Yeah.
Jimmy, do you think Wilder's entrance would have spurred Fury on even more?
What's that?
Do you think Wilder's entrance would have spurred Fury on?
It would spur me on. It would spur me on. It would have spurred me on too. Absolutely. Listen, Fury comes out self-flatulating, crazy, because of fucking because he went through all that crazy shit. Like he's making light of himself. This is a sporting event. I have women carrying me. Like you're making a joke.
Look how calm and collected he was, though.
Exactly. The kid from England used to come in with the tiger and shit. Nazim, that used to be crazy shit. But listen, he came in with that fucking rapper singing black, black, black. And I'm like, really? What the fuck? Are you kidding me?
What's wrong with rap?
Really buying into this bullshit.
Because of the lyrics, or because of like he had a rapper with? I didn't even hear.
No, I don't care about I don't care about someone coming to rap it. It's just like his choice of song. Then come to find out his costume was homage. Like I honestly thought it was fucking homage to Game of Thrones. I
got four black tigers on my blankets to be with my black cup of coffee in my black hand, nigga. What's up?
John got lyrics. The thing is, I didn't put that together with Black History Month. Who was the commentator? I can't remember. Said something about it, and I'm like, what does it have to do with Black History Month? It's like a fucking Mardi Gras float or some shit. Like
if you heard the lyrics, Pete, then you'd understand where we're coming from. Go and listen to the lyrics. You can't just not listen to something and then say, well, I don't know what the point is of talking about.
No, I'm asking.
It said
I
a lot.
was asking. Yeah, I was asking.
Well,
like,
no,
was it the lyrics?
The
lyrics.
BBC Fox on their channel, they did the entrances. Go and watch Wilder's entrance. Listen to the lyrics. That's the point we're trying to say.
Can somebody give us? Can somebody
spare me the
lyrics?
Search. What was the gist?
It was basically, it said everything black.
So again, no, I'm gonna say Pete said something. I want to hear what he said. What did he say?
Yes, he was asking what it's saying. The song said everything black.
It's a militant black song. It's a song like you would think the Black Israelites would have as their fucking, you know what I mean, their homage song.
He was asking what the song was saying.
All right. We get it. We get it. We get it.
Thank you, Gonzalo.
All right.
Oh, sorry, my audio. I'm just
it's okay. It's okay.
I remember Gonzalo. I could barely hear fuck all. The sound is not like you guys get on YouTube. That's crystal clear. You can hear everything. I can barely hear anything.
That's right, people.
Whenever people talk.
People on YouTube.
The song was saying everything black, but the towel they threw in was white. That's about the only white thing.
Oh.
Well, like I said, at the end of the day, it was the wrong time to do it for me. I think Wilder, he scored a massive own goal. This was his chance in the big stage to make a fucking name for himself. If he did knock Fury out, the world would have been his oyster. But he come in there with this race shit. Made the tone, turned down the tone straight away, and then tried to make it, and then embarrassed himself. So all the people that jumped on board for the racist reasons, you got the white ones celebrating, you got the pro-blacks fucking drowning in their tears, all because of Wilder. This fight shouldn't have been about race. This should have been about.
It's not about race. It's not about race. It's not.
It never was.
It never was. It's never.
I gotta say this real quick. You know what the best was at the press conference, the last press conference.
You're fucking blind, man.
Hold on.
What'd you say?
You're blind.
Yo,
blind. You don't see nothing, man.
But at the last press conference,
at the last racism.
Still, at the last press conference, bro, leading up to the fight, like 2 days before the fight, bro, there was that fucking reporter. Bro.
Yeah.
Andreas Hale.
He goes, so, Wilder, what do you think about going up against a white guy in the middle of Black History Month or some stupid shit? I was like, what the fuck is the matter with you? And then Tyson Fury had a perfect fucking response to it. He's like, listen, there is no black and white. It's two men in a fucking boxing ring. Shut the fuck. Like, that piece of shit should never be get his fucking fight pass taken away. Fucking jag off.
Okay, so Fury did say it. He said it quite clearly. So Stu, let me ask you a question. I just said the same fucking thing that Tyson Fury said in answering that question. I just answered the same way to the racial aspect of it. I'm speaking for myself. That's all. What do you mean I'm fucking blind? What are you talking about?
Look, Fury didn't make it about race. Wilder did.
Yes.
Wilder made that about race.
Yes.
That's
Yes. He made it about his costume after the fight. He made it about race before the fight. I want you to hear me, man. Turn your headphones up. Hear me. I said, for me, I didn't give a fuck about race or what the rapper was saying. I just wanted to see two heavyweight. I just want to see a heavyweight fight. That's all.
Yeah, but it depends on who you're asking, right? Like for Pete, for Pete, it wasn't a race thing. For me, for most of us here, but for some people, obviously, it was a race thing, right?
No doubt about it.
It always will be. It always will be. Guys,
It's the
please.
LDBC when they speak about our king.
Our king. Like, I mean, please. Now, by the way, guys,
Do it! Come on!
subscribe and
Do
like.
it! Come on!
Like come on. There's 179 people.
That's stupid, Bucho.
Do it! Come on!
Anyways, I'm done.
Yo, we got 195 people in the joint. Quit scratching your dicks and hit the like button, you fucking momos. Come on, get it up.
Do it! Come on!
Can I say something quickly? Look,
go ahead.
I've been thank you, Pete. I like your
Let him speak. Let him speak. Go
Let me speak.
I'm gonna call your brother. Get Gonzalez brother in here.
All right. Look, man, stop it with the excuses, okay? He got beat. Now, you want to talk about rigged fight? Okay, fine. Just what's with all this, the suit, the gloves, this, that. It's like, dude, he got his ass beat. All right. I don't understand how people cannot look at Wilder and how they pushed him down our throats. Like that's what happened. He blew up in his face. That's what happened.
Because they're encouraged by Wilder himself. That's my point. He should not have said that. You see how Fury handled the first fight after that fucking scorecard bullshit? He got on the mic right afterwards and he said, look, man, he said his reasons were he says that he didn't want everybody to quote unquote kick off in there and like start a riot, but he handled it perfectly. He just said, look, the scorecards are what they are. I did my best and we'll do it again. In other words, he put a stop to that right then and there. Then there was no fucking, we were jumping on that ref. Like, what the fuck kind of fight was he watching? But that's a legitimate fucking question. There was no conspiracy theories after that first fight. I mean, these guys are talking about plaster of Paris now. We got guys talking about loaded gloves. We got guys talking. In other words, it's how you handle it. Yeah, you handle it. Let your fans. You signal your fans.
What kicked this whole fucking thing off? You know what sent Wilder especially down? There's two reasons. The LDBC, because majority YouTube, that's where it's at, okay? That's where his fan base. But instead of him going on white podcasts, he purposely avoided white podcasts. He avoided any other fucking part. All he did was involve himself with the LDBC, the Boxing Voice. So, all right, so plant your flag, bro. Fine. But then another thing that fucking set him off, the biggest interaction he ever had on social media in way of tweets. It had like 22,000 tweets. Retweets was that one where he said till this day when he backed off on that black reporter.
Oh,
so that was his big. Hey, listen, by far more than doubled his greatest. Interaction. So think about it. And because honestly, let's be honest. I mean, he's not like the kid's not a fucking Mensa candidate.
Right.
He's very primal move. Like, oh wow, man, look at that, 23,000 retweets. Man, I struck a chord. I'm gonna fucking ride this bitch. Because I'm telling you right now, you know why I know he's not listening? Because you know why? I've seen him with JD's. As much as I think that guy is a fucking clown show and a joke, Wilder has honest love for that dude. Like, you know what I mean? You can see it. A true racist. A true black man who hates white people wouldn't have a white trainer like that. And just by his interaction, I don't think he's like that. I think he was playing it up for the LDBC and he should pull it back right now. He should step up and be the man. Go, listen, guys. I see a lot of negative shit. Make one tweet. Just say one tweet. Knock off the race shit.
Right.
There's two men. We both bleed red.
Diaz, the reason Wilder likes him is because he spit shines them shoes so shiny you can see his own reflection. That guy hangs out Wilder's ass.
They're both bizarre.
He's a
man.
yes boy. He'd have got Wilder killed the other night
Yeah.
just because he'd been too scared to throw in the towel because he didn't want to lose his freebies, his job, his perks of traveling all over the world with Deontay. That's
Yeah.
what he didn't want to lose. He put that ahead of Deontay's life. And poor old Mark Breeden, the guy that's
Yeah.
been there from the start, that taught him how to box. Let's be real, the little bit he does know. You can't listen. You could be the best trainer in the world if someone don't want to listen to your techniques and follow your instructions. Then it doesn't matter how good you are as a trainer. The fight's not going to improve. Wilder's chose that he's too arrogant. He's a narcissist. He thinks he knows better. He thinks the right hand's going to be his saviour. Proved the other night that you need a bit more than that, and that Mark Breeden's paying the price for caring about Deontay Wilder. That just shows you the human being
Alright,
Deontay Wilder is.
I
I don't feel sorry for this guy.
619, you're on the air. 619.
Yeah, sorry, Bucho, it's Jose. Guys, let me get my points in for a minute because I got a real bad connection, and then you guys can jump in after that. I just wanted to talk about how I'm sick and tired, man, of Andy Ruiz, man. I think that interview that he just did over there with Heidi Andrew exposed him, man. And I'm seeing these videos. He comes out on Instagram just still thanking God for making history, on July whatever. I'm sick and tired of that shit, man. Like that's fucking. You would think he just beat Joshua with them. He's still celebrating, living off that money, man. And I guess he puts up posts that he's training, which I think is all like lies, man.
Yeah.
But that's one thing I wanted to mention. And the next was that about Wilder. I just forgot, man. I wanted to ask Stu, what's up with that song American Pie? Was that like an inside thing? Because if it definitely wasn't about race, was it like about a takeover about America, like taking over America? Or I just wanted to ask him that too. So, anyways, that's
I
Alright, thanks for the phone call.
With Tyson Fury, I mean, Tyson Fury came into James Brown, didn't he? The same music Apollo Creed came into against Drago. He came into one of his fights. He just did the showman, and that was a song. American Pie is just a song for the American people. It wasn't nothing to take pops at anyone or anything.
It was just,
yeah.
he was just promoting a little bit. No,
Yeah.
every song he didn't have a
Tyson
heterosexual.
Fury.
He didn't have a heterosexual
Tyson
song.
Fury.
He didn't have a heterosexual
Tyson
song
Fury
the
is a
whole
big
night. To
star
be
in
honest
America,
with
man.
you. Yeah, he's all right. The thing is, like, they're both cringeworthy entrances. To be honest with you, I don't quite understand the fucking Patty LaBelle shit or the, I thought the Aerosmith ballad after the Klitschko win was all right, but
They're
bottom
not
line
all
to
right.
it is that
None of them are all right. 956, you're on the air. 956.
Wait, Bucho, you said both were all right?
No, they weren't.
First time caller.
Yeah, they were not.
Okay. What's on your mind?
Well,
Yes.
I think that PBC sucked. I think that when they moved in on Oscar La Hoya Golden Boy with Richard Schaefer, and they stole all those fighters, they never took advantage of Danny Garcia. They never matched them tough. They cherry picked, and now the shelf life on fighters has expired. Deontay Wilder is one of the guys, 34 years old, 10 defenses against tomato cans. So I just wanted to say that, Jim.
All right. Good point. Great point. Thank you for the phone call.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yeah, the connection's pretty bad. So he's basically saying what Jimmy was talking about the situation in which the PBC finds itself in now. Past their prime welterweights, basically, or aging welterweights, and no longer having a heavyweight champion. What do you guys think? PBC.
It's the belts, they're over on the other side of the pond now. At one moment, Andy Garcia captured the three belts off Anthony Joshua, and Wilder had the belts, and they were on the PBC side of the house. Now, it's like, are they ever going to get a chance to get a belt back? Because Wilder, he only got a puncher's chance, very hard, and we know what happened when not Lennox Lewis, but we had what was the last American heavyweight? Was it Evander Holyfield, whatnot? Then
Shannon
Vladimir became
Briggs.
champion.
James Toney.
Oh, no, wasn't it John Ruiz? I think, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Well, John Ruiz is Puerto
Shannon
Rican.
Briggs
He's
had
Puerto Rican.
the WBO.
Coming up, Johnny. He's coming up.
Come on, Johnny. This fight referee sucks. Tell him, Jimmy. Come on.
It could go many years without the United States having another world champion. But you know who is pretty glad? Top Rank, an American promoter, because they just won the lottery with Tyson Fury, because he's gonna make a whole lot of money.
Oh yeah.
He is.
Oh yeah.
They've top. Bob Arum has done a master fucking class with that. That was a master class.
He's a
what
true
he did to Tyson Fury. You've got to take your hat to Bob, because I've criticised Arum.
Yep.
I've criticised Arum for a long time now, because I've seen him let fighters go by the wayside, what could have been good big stars. I felt with Crawford, he's not done a great job. I don't think he's done a great job with Lomachenko and certain fighters. I think, like Mikey Garcia in the early years, I think there's a lot of fighters I just think he let slip. What?
He's done a terrific job with Lomachenko.
No, but look, the thing is, the numbers are not showing that though, Johnny. Yeah, I know what you're saying. He's done a good job getting him the fights, getting him the top. Yes, he's done. Of course, Bob Arum will always do. I'm also saying he could have built Lomachenko into be a bigger star than what he's turned out to be.
Last time he
his
fought
fights, he's only getting 2,000-3,000.
Lomachenko's
a big name in the UK, not in America.
Last time he fought on regular TV, not on the fucking goofy app, he did like 2 million views, bro. When against Pedraza.
Yeah, but that's not views on them sort of TV programs. That don't mean anything. Chris Eubank Jr. got more views than that in the UK.
Wow. Whatever.
Channel
the fuck.
5,
Guys.
Chris Eubank. That's what I'm saying. Them sort of. It's revenue, what it brings in. I think he could have made Lomachenko a superstar. This guy is the most skilled boxer you're likely to see in decades. Yeah, he should be a star. Yes, he is a star, but I'm on about superstar, and I don't think Bob's done. With Fury.
Still, he doesn't need to
No,
be.
he doesn't. No,
Hold on.
He doesn't.
What the fuck is that? All right, guys, we have a phone call.
Keep interrupting with stupid noises.
Hold on. 917. You're in the air. 917.
Hey, how's the sound quality?
Pretty
It's great. Go ahead.
good.
I'd like to make a fight prediction for tomorrow night, and I am picking Mikey Garcia because I don't think Vargas is nowhere as good as Errol Spence. He's tall, but he's not as strong as him, and I believe that Mikey Garcia will be able to hurt him like he did with Robert Easter, even though he's also tall. And I'm also just rooting for Mikey because I want to see him come back, after his crushing defeat. He still is a good fighter. I want to see him do good.
All right. Anything else?
Thanks for the call.
That's all.
All right. We'll discuss this. Thank you for the phone call. Take care.
Hey, Bucho.
Yes.
I was going to say, too, fucking with the PVC, like, think about this, man. Numbers don't lie, right? We can all sit here and bark our feelings and emotions. Numbers don't lie. You're going to tell me if Deontay Wilder was promoted properly, right, in the last 5 years, first off, throughout history, time immemorial, heavyweight division's always been America's number one. Wrap your head around this. An American-born heavyweight champion of a little over 4 years, just fought that dude, a guy from Britain. And it was probably one of the biggest promoted fights I've never seen it. It was like Stu said, splashed everywhere. It was on every commercial on Fox, ESPN. I was like, wow, this is crazy. It was on YouTube, Super Bowl, exactly. And for them not to match what a Mexican and a Kazakh did. Remember, they did 1.3 million pay-per-views. A Mexican-born and a kid from Kazakhstan in the United States in Vegas did fucking 500,000 more pay-per-view sales, 500,000 more than a fucking American-born. That ends the conversation right there. So that means
Tyson Fury
Jimmy,
carried that fucking pay-per-view. I'm sorry. What's that?
What did Canelo and Jimmy? What did Canelo and Golovkin do in the second fight? What numbers? I didn't see.
Just shy. It did a little less. It did 100,000 less.
I
It
was
did
just gonna say.
1.21.
I was just gonna say it was 1.2. Yeah, fucking.
Yeah.
But I want to say
Good
something.
number.
I'm gonna change subjects. I'm not just for a quick second because I want to. The month of May is looking pretty fucking pretty. Now we got Inoue Casimiro fighting on my birthday and the 25th of April, right? After that, we got Josh Taylor fighting as mandatory. After that, we got fucking Jose Ramirez and Postal. After that, we
Who's
got
Taylor signed with, Johnny?
ESPN. He's with Top Rank.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And
I was crushing it.
And then the 16th of May, we got Lipinets versus that Uzbekist kid. I can't pronounce his fucking name, the welterweight kid. That's a hell of a fight. Then the weekend after that, we have Usyk Chisora. So, I mean,
nice.
Springtime's looking fucking pretty, bro. I'm telling you.
How do you boys see that fight? Usyk Chisora.
Well, let me ask you, Stu. If he beats him, right? Say he beats Chisora. In my opinion, that means being a fucking heavyweight for like 6 minutes, he's already got a better resume at heavyweight than fucking any of fucking Deontay Fury. No, I'm slow as fuck. Deontay Wilder wins, right? As heavyweight champion.
Deontay Fury. I've never heard of that guy. Who's it?
But as Wilder fought and beat anybody as good as Chisora?
Stavern.
Look, man.
The thing is with Chisora.
DeQuavius Ward broke it down. All right. I mean, Andre Ward. I said DeQuavius. What the fuck?
DeQuavius.
Are you kidding me?
That's your middle name.
The thing with Chisora, depends what Chisora you get on the night. One night he can turn up, he fancies it, he's a handful for anyone. Another night he'll turn up, not fancy it, and he looks fucking useless. So it depends.
Yes.
With Chisora, hang on a second, 1 second, Gonzalo. With Chisora, I think Usyk's skills and footwork could dishearten him a little bit, and then when he loses heart and he gets a bit disheartened, he sort of like packs it in. And I wouldn't be surprised if he sort of like comes on strong earlier, and then starts getting his soul taken from him, sort of thing. And that's how I see it. I see Usyk winning that on points. Chisora sort of giving up at the end, just taking his beating, sort of thing.
It's about Usyk, not
Because I've seen it so often with Chisora. But then again, you never know. Like I said, you never know.
The worst enemy to Usyk is probably himself. If he starts getting re-injured and having problems with his physique, trying to compete against these bigger guys.
My ass is telling me that fucking Usyk is gonna go in there and do a fucking number on Chisora and make a fucking statement like I'm here now, bitch.
Yeah.
You know,
this is the showcase Usyk. This is the showcase Usyk.
I think that's what's gonna happen, bro. I think Usyk's gonna pepper him up pretty fucking good.
All right.
What if he comes out there like the white
He has to, though. He has to impress. Because if he wants these big fights, he's got to impress. Because then once people start seeing him destroy Chisora, then there's going to be a lot of people calling for that fight, and it makes it just a bigger fight. Like Chisora's a decent name in the UK, and he's a gatekeeper. To get to the top, you've got to beat people like Chisora. If you can't beat Derek Chisora, then you've got no business fighting the champions. So I got a feeling. I agree with Johnny. I think Usyk will turn it on, and it'll be just a bit too much for Chisora.
Guys, hold on, Gonzalo. SSB 20. Guys,
slow down a bit.
In the chat, SSB 28 is saying that the Metro UK is saying that Fury versus Wilder 3 in July. So July is when they
doubt it.
July.
Let me write it down in my calendar.
It's not gonna happen in July. The guy's wrong. Okay. First of all, he got suspended for 6 months protocol
in Nevada.
Yeah, but bro, they go to the UK. They're gonna deny him too. They look.
Well, is it 6 months recognized? That's a long time.
No. July. Listen. July is 5 months away. It happened in February. All right. This is when my 85% kicks in. Okay.
I got a calendar, people.
That's 5 months. That's 5 months. That doesn't give him enough time. I doubt that fight's gonna happen. Listen,
they'll let that motherfucker fight tomorrow if the money's right and everything's set up.
He's dying to get his lick back, only to get killed. Okay.
Plus, July historically isn't a big month for fucking big pay-per-views.
He's not going to be ready for July. Like I said, he's not
Not
even
gonna
allowed
be
in the boxing gym
ready.
for 6 weeks. He's had his
You
license
listen,
taken
Wilder
off and
fans.
suspended
If
for
you guys
6
are
weeks.
listening, you guys are psychos. Stop it. He got beat up.
Yeah, you're going to get your boy killed, man. You're
You're
going to
gonna
get your fucking boy
killed.
killed for
Listening
your
to
own
you
ego.
motherfuckers.
Then let him get killed, man. Fucking let him
Yo,
get
I
killed.
don't care.
I don't even give a shit either. The thing is, though, you got to remember, man. It's like, what's his name? What's his name? The guy that pissed dirty with everything under the fucking book for the AJ fight. Kickboxer kid, the heavyweight.
Miller.
Yeah, that guy.
Miller.
You know, he got busted with. They had fucking pulled out a scroll for all the shit that he pissed for. He got suspended for 2 years. But like I'm trying to tell you, then that's in New York. That's the New York Athletic. You can go fight in Nevada tomorrow. It's not. It's.
Yeah, but the thing is, he's not gonna Pete. Like, and no one's gonna let that guy fight after that pasting. You know, you've got to give him not for 6 weeks anyway. Anywhere near a boxing gym, he needs to heal, man. He needs to heal properly.
I agree with you.
I
you
bet
know
he's.
what I'm saying? But you know, it's
Yeah,
like
I bet he's like I said.
He's gonna go through.
I got a
the
feeling. You know,
medical-
when they said the jaw wasn't broke, I got a feeling it was. I think it might be fractured a little bit. The way he was holding his mouth, and I think there could be. Obviously, he's going to deny it because it looks better when you're trying to get a trilogy match and you haven't got a broken jaw. Do you know what I mean? So
I'll say
I
this
think
for
he
the
took a
guy.
bigger beating than
Yeah,
we
I'll say this
originally
for the
thought.
guy. I seen the guy with his bicep tendon severed and his bicep all the way up in his shoulder. I seen the guy's elbow looking like the Terminator with all the fucking rods sticking out of it. It's like if you think Shelly Finkel and or whatever this fucking trainer's name is, I don't even know the guy. Who, by the way, sat there like this while breathing through that towel in. I don't know if they discussed it beforehand, but he was just like looking in the ring like this. And when they were showing that shot of Breland throwing the towel in, if you think either one of those two guys or Jimmy's boy, Uncle Al, Jimmy's hero, if you think that either one of those guys, any of those three are gonna fucking tell him he can't fight or try to talk him out of it, you know, you're crazy. I still think though he can make more money, which this could translate over to like a greedy motherfucker like Finkel or Heyman. You can make more money if you take a step aside and let AJ and Fury do it. And as far as the belt goes, don't be surprised when that franchise belt gets over to Wilder somehow. That's another thing.
You know what I see happening, Pete? If that fight goes down, he's got a puncher's chance. He's gonna try to go out there and get into a firefight. But if he fails, he's gonna have like his Mike Tyson moment. I'm not comparing him to Mike Tyson. I think Mike Tyson was actually a great fighter, but he's gonna have that Mike Tyson moment where he bit Holyfield's ear off. He's gonna do something crazy.
Yeah, right. That's a good point.
Look, how can a guy, right? If this fight's made in July, what they're saying, a guy, look, if he's not really allowed to do any boxing for 6, this is medical advice, by the way. You can't just go over. The promoters won't let you go over their shoulders because the boxing board. Yes, he'll be licensed to fight anywhere else, but when he's got a medical ban, he can't fight anywhere. So for 6 weeks, he ain't going to be able. That gives him 6 weeks to train, get to camp, start. Well, you're going to have to start fresh. A new trainer. You're going to have to come in with a new fitness plan. You're going to have to shrink down in size with muscle because it's proved that 230 is too big for you. So you're going to have to do all these things in 6 weeks.
It's not going to happen.
And with the mentally as well. This could take him 6 years to get over. Never mind 6 weeks. He took the pasting of his life. He took the pasting of his life in front of the world. I mean, that takes a strong man to get over that. He's the meme, and with his excuses as well, he's become even more well known for his ass whooping. He should have just kept his mouth shut. Less people would have saw the ass whooping. But now he's come out with all these excuses.
Yeah,
the mainstream media jumped on
He
board.
pulled an
The
Adrian
people that
Broner,
don't know
basically.
boxing.
He pulled an Adrian
Yeah.
Broner after that Pacquiao fight. It's obnoxious. But I will say this, all I can tell you is the following, right? It's just going to be whatever makes sense in business wise. I don't. The bigger issues, I don't give a shit. If it's going to be July, then fucking sign it and let's do it. But if it's not, I'd like to see a better fight than that. I'd like to see, I'd like to see that fight over in the UK or something. I'd like to see AJ and Fury. I'm not interested. Wilder's going to be the same, whipping that right hand around like he's got an axe in it as he always was. Feet same width apart, just as fucking wild and crazy.
With less confidence this time.
Yeah,
less
with less
confidence.
confidence. Okay. Yeah, okay. But I'm just saying, his weight between 220 and 230 or 240 at 250 something pounds in that range. I don't care if you did have a 40-pound fucking costume on. It just doesn't, on a percentage basis, it doesn't fucking matter. You can get, I'm 270 pounds. I can gain and lose 10, 15, 20 pounds. I can't even I don't feel 10, 15, 20 pounds. So his weight wasn't the issue. It wasn't too heavy or too light.
Wilder doesn't weigh 230 usually. He'll weigh around 220. That's his actual fighting weight.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to tell you is, Gonzalo, you're 180, so 10 pounds for you is substantial. You know, I'm talking about 18%. For Wilder, 10 pounds.
But it's not going to his legs. It's going to his upper body, and he needs that less weight to be able to use the mechanics of his wiry frame to punch.
I guess.
Athleticism and speed, he relies on it. When you start piling on muscle, you take that all away from yourself.
I never seen too much speed.
When he came in the ring looking like
I never considered him a speed demon myself. I never considered him a speed fighter or any kind of. I consider him a guy that whips his right hand and not even in a straight way.
The snap.
You need speed.
You need
speed.
But, yeah.
He got speed on that one punch. It's
Guys,
like a missile.
Guys, 910. You're on the air. 910.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Steven Schneider again. I was just calling to. I was going to change the subject, but I'll save that for my next comment. But to touch on what you guys are talking about right now, all of it makes sense, and all of you, I think, have great points, and you're right. But it's like, I mean, it was lean muscle. Wilder came in heavier, right? But I mean, it was lean. It wasn't like he put on like he put on lean muscle, man. And the testing is kind of 2 weeks notice, Fana and shit. Like, so that's even looking even worse, right? Because the dude clearly like bulked up a little bit, and the testing wasn't too stringent. So like, he really is even looking even worse now, right?
The testing was perfect, which is nothing. That's perfect for boxing. But
now you said he's suspended. What did he get suspended?
But I'm not. But I will say this. I don't know
It's
shit
protocol
about
when you get
shit about like
stopped,
weightlifting or none of
TKO
that.
stoppage.
So I'm just guessing.
Okay. All right. Well, good
so
point.
he's not allowed to get into any boxing activities for 6 months. Definitely not in Vegas. It ain't happening.
When you
It's
get
not
stopped,
Vegas,
it's a 6-month
Vegas
ban?
already suspended.
When did they start? When did they start that?
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been doing that. You get
Oh,
stopped.
really? No, I'm not saying they don't. I'm not denying. I'm not, calling. I'm not saying anybody's lying. I didn't know that because I know. I mean, Mickey and
Vegas is basically
Arturo had
saying,
their.
I'm not sanctioning a fight with you for you got to wait 6 months because you're not going to fucking get brain damage on my watch, basically.
So that's what
they're
they're
gonna
doing
get
for because
sued.
Too late.
even a Mickey.
It started
even
about a year
trilogy
ago.
Was 17 months. And it was 16 and a half months. They had all three of those fights.
Yeah, so he got stopped. It's protocol. Make it Vegas said 6 months.
Yeah.
And so he's definitely not fighting in Vegas. And I doubt that pussy's going to go to London to fight. Wow.
In 5 months from now, in 4.5 months from now, he walks in and passes the medical, the millions of dollars on the line. They got Caesars ready to fucking book it. A site fee. They got Airman there doing his job. The last promoter we got left in the sport. It's not dressing up in fucking lingerie or working for a manager. You're telling me that Bob Bennett is gonna, with his straight hair and everything, Caucasian as he is, you telling me he's going to they're going to turn that fight away? We've already seen what happens with this. It's a states issue. They all
When's got Cinco de Mayo Day?
May 5th.
What's that?
Right?
May 4th.
May 5th.
May 4th.
Yeah, that's the last big, fight weekend for the summer. That it usually goes cold until September.
Yeah, well, you got Canelo's
Jimmy, the thing, I mean, hopefully, let's hope so. Keep our fingers crossed that, that we get that Lomachenko-Teofimo fight, because that'll be in late May. And then
that's fucking an insane fight.
Yeah.
That's crazy. They're making that motherfucker right there, boy.
That Jimmy, and hopefully if these PBC cocksuckers get on their shit, we'll get my man Manny Pacquiao another fight before he turns 47 years fucking old over here.
It's supposedly getting pretty close.
Him and
Crawford Pacquiao. Yeah.
No.
Imagine that. That'd be. What about a fucking slap in the face? All those fucking PBC welterweights have been on fucking hold. I mean, think about it. I just saw a tweet the other day, man.
Oh my God.
Bob's got some killers, though, isn't he, Jimmy? He's got some fucking killers, Bob has, man.
Yeah.
And none of them, nobody good, Stein. I mean, you got Shakur and him with fucking Aram. You got Virgil Ortiz is with Golden
Yeah,
Boy,
right.
which is
Lomachenko, Fury.
You got Haney. I'm just saying what people think of him. Regardless, Haney. You got Andy Garcia, Ryan, King Ryder. All these people.
Haney's not with
None of
Top Rank. Haney's with
he's with
Eddie Hearn.
But my point is, he's not with PBC. None of these young talent guys, right, have signed with Al. He's got nothing.
No.
He's got no money. There's no more cake for that.
Jimmy,
and he's not going to promote him anyway. Shit.
They got Bob's got Lomachenko, Crawford, Fury, Josh Taylor, Inoue,
Beterbiev,
Berchelt, Beterbiev, most of the light heavyweights. He's got some fucking people. Yeah.
He's doing the best he can with what he's got. But I'll tell you what.
Exactly, Pete.
He
Exactly.
would have hung it
Tyson
up by
Fury,
now.
Big Baby Miller. Yeah.
Big Baby Miller. He would have hung it up by now. I bet you. I think this motherfucker took a step back. He had 1 foot in, 1 foot out, ready to hand it over, and then this fucking Heyman guy came in. I think Bob's been around just simply to basically as the last promoter we got left. And he's trying to circle the wagons with all the other promoters, but they're so fucking,
Yeah.
It's Golden Boys. This whole thing
Eddie
is
Hearn's
Golden
going
Boys,
nowhere.
man.
I think Al Heyman's going to disappear in the end. It's a sinking ship. But
Well, he's in his 70s too.
Eddie Hearn's going nowhere, mate. Eddie
Who,
Hearn.
Al or Heyman?
Bobby's 90.
Eddie Hearn.
So, 80. Guys,
Al's on his way out. Al is on his way out. I think he's had a look. This guy's never showed any love for boxing. This guy's not passionate about boxing. He doesn't even go to the fights. Right? I think, like I said, it's a sinking ship. I think he's on his last legs, and he'll go soon.
It was a fake ship in the first place. He's got no more fucking investment. I mean, he's got no more buyers. He's got no more clients. That's it.
No, it's over.
He's waiting for
I agree as well. Basically,
fucking.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Steven.
What do you
Finish the
want,
call.
Schneider?
Because he's still there. Steven Schneider's still there. So let's.
Basically,
God.
Aram and Eddie Hearn seem to be the only two prominent promoters that are willing to work together. And coincidentally, they have the most talent. They have the most clout. They have the most viewers. They have the most money behind them, and they also basically have put what the fuck is Heyman out of. I wouldn't say out of business, but Heyman is seriously looking at. I know that's been a rumor for a long time. They're looking to sell PBC off and everything, but I think that's going to become a reality in the near future very soon. But before I get off, I'm going to. The original reason I called, we're so far beyond it now. But people were talking about Usyk and everything like that. Just 2 points I want to make about Usyk and hopefully leave it as a talking point that everybody can talk about. Usyk, right, is criticized for that. Remember Witherspoon? Remember when he fought Witherspoon and Witherspoon quit on his stool? Since when does making somebody quit on their stool in their corner become a shit performance? And number two, Usyk, right? Usyk is going to fight Derek Chisora in his second heavyweight fight. Chisora might be old, Chisora might be this, that, and the other thing, but he is a huge unit, and he comes to fight every fucking time.
Yes.
And I just think the criticism is bullshit. And Michael Hunter Michael Hunter this, Michael Hunter that, Michael Hunter's this. Michael Hunter never got the criticism that fucking Usyk got. Why? Usyk's way better than Hunter. So I'll leave on that note. I'll talk to you guys later. Shout out to everybody on the
Double
panel.
standards, no standards. Excellent call, brother.
Can I say something about Chisora? If Usyk beats Chisora in his second heavyweight fight, that'd be a great win. Because let me tell you, if Wilder would have had a Chisora in his record, it would have been his biggest win so far. So Chisora is a dangerous opponent. All right, guys, hold on. We have a phone call. 205, you're on the air. 205.
Hey.
What's up?
Hey, man, how y'all doing?
How are
you? Hey, look here. This man is going to be able to get his title back. He needs to abstain, he needs to focus and train. Because what I've been hearing, he didn't train with a nothing for this fight. Deontay Wilder, he did not train for this fight.
You think so?
My man from
He did not
Alabama,
train.
Is that
Caller, you're
what you
from
think?
Alabama, right?
Okay, wait a minute.
Do you think that Deontay Wilder did not train for this fight?
This is the guy from Alabama
Can
who
y'all hear
lost
me
2
now?
G's on Wilder.
Yeah, can you hear us?
Do I believe he didn't take it? Maybe he didn't train as hard. Maybe he got caught up in other things, and maybe who knows what's going on in his personal life. There's something, because I don't buy for a second. Obviously, it wasn't the weighted vest. There was something off. It wasn't just that left hand. Like he seemed, well, first off, he shouldn't have had such a big ring. He didn't. They had a lot of padding, which again helped Fury. But listen, Fury's game plan was perfect. I don't give a fuck if that kid came into everything he did right. He needed to do. He studied him. He already had fought him enough rounds. He had him figured out by the 12th. He just didn't have the energy back then to do what he needed to do. He knew if he came in heavy, he knew at the end of that last fight what to do. But anyways, sorry.
Caller, go ahead.
For one thing, can y'all still hear me?
Yes.
So.
Well, look, for one thing, when he was back there in the dressing room, that girlfriend he was rubbing his leg. His leg didn't get whooped. His ass got whooped. That's the wrong place to rub. And another thing, too, you need to stop. You need to abstain before the fight. Don't be messing with her before the fight.
Mm-hmm.
Yo,
Okay.
I wish these callers would give their names or some kind of. This is the kid from Alabama that went out to the fight and lost 2 G's on Wilder.
You ain't no player, son. You're a boxer.
Look, Wilder must have done some sort of training to put on 20 pounds of muscle. You don't just put that on by waking up in the morning and eating a bit of fucking toast. So he's been training. The occasion got to him. Nervous energy got to him. He was pacing around before the fight, working too hard. Did the workout? He was doing too much workout. Didn't need to be getting all fucking sweaty and hot and bothered before a big fight. He should have took it easy, sat down and relaxed. But no, he was burning energy, which showed he was nervous. Then when the lights came on, he got even more nervous. And then when he saw Tyson Fury in the ring looking like a fucking monster, well, his ass fell out of his trousers by then. And that's when... But that's the truth, mate. And like
Go ahead, caller.
Listen here, and I'm starting to hear this about this racism and all this stuff. Man, leave that out of it. What color is the ass whip? What color is that? They ain't got no color. When two men put their hand in that ring, there's no excuse after that. Deontay Wilder lost the fight. He needs to refocus. He needs to abstain. He needs to get him a couple of new trainers and work on that footwork where he won't get his ass whooped again. Listen, man, this is boxing. When you're the world champion, you got to be on your game, baby. You got to be on your game. You can't go in there and got them car parts all over your stuff and stuff. I thought you could come in from AutoZone with all that shit on his phone.
I wish this guy had a better reception. God.
I agree, man.
When you turn off the light, we're all the same color.
Yeah, when you turn the lights off and then turn your red LED lights on your, I mean, it's enough already. But I will say this: caller? Are you saying that he needs to abstain? Abstain?
Yes.
Oh, we can't hear you, man.
This guy's on a CB, man.
Yeah.
Call back. Call back, man. Straighten out your reception. Yeah.
All right.
Leave that woman alone.
Exactly who we thought we are.
Go ahead, caller.
And that's what I got to say. I just want to hear y'all opinion.
All right. Thanks for the phone call.
Good call, man.
Listen,
Good call.
Wilder is always who I thought he was. And Fury let him off the hook in the first fight. And this time he did it.
Okay.
All right.
I
wonder
mean,
if Pete knows where I got that from. Come on, Pete. Show me your 95% brain.
What's his name? Herm Edwards.
listen, I don't know what Wilder can do, to be honest. I mean,
you're wrong.
Bullshit.
No, you're wrong.
They were who we thought we were. Oh no, that's damn.
He kind of let him off the hook in the second fight too. Recognize he could have landed some cleaner shots to get him out of his feet.
Bucho. The man will never touch a world title again, ever.
Franchise. Mark my words, dog. Why not? You put it past Suleiman to come on back with the franchise.
Hey guys, I have some super chats here. Apologies, thank you for your contribution. Apology man says Wilder will become just like Jeff Lacy, taking small checks to get his brain rattled after becoming broke. Okay. Also, Lobito Den Boxing, thank you for your contribution. And there was another one here. Hold on. God. Foul Pole Boxing. I don't know what he wrote. Hold on. Oh, yeah.
These guys donate money, man. You can't even find their message.
Yeah, Foul Pole Boxing, thank you for your contribution. He says, where in the world is Gennady Gennadyevich Golovkin? What's his middle name?
Gennadyevich.
Yeah, it's not,
He's injured. He got an ankle injury.
Yeah.
Gennadyevich.
Calf.
Okay.
He's in Big Bear right now, throwing eggs at Abel Sanchez's house. Fucking.
There's only one thing I could come up for why Wilder gave out. He must have had that hot little piece of ass he's banging ride his dick all fucking night that 2 days before the fight or something, because his shit was off.
That's what the caller from Alabama say. It looked like he busted 2 nuts before the fight.
Yeah,
it was a boxing assessment. It was a good assessment.
I mean, I'd fucking blow 3 or 4 in her in one session if I was him. I can't blame him.
Listen, he blows. He's a bum.
Listen,
I agree,
this is the
man.
same Wilder.
He's been the same fight as he always. I mean, he just. Yeah, what are you gonna say about this fight? He got fucking mowed over.
And also, like, sure, we've never seen Wilder like this before, right? So we think there was something strange that happened, but at the same time, we never saw somebody walk him down like that. That was 6'9", had a good game plan, skills, right? So it goes both ways, man. We've never seen Wilder fight a guy like Fury, basically.
Yeah,
right?
it could have
Listen,
been.
man,
It could have been
the
an
only
off
thing
night.
weird about that fight-
Watched AJ get fucking diced up
The
by.
post-fight interview. That was the only thing that was weird about that fight.
Look, the pressure
How
got
about
to
the
Wilder.
pre-fight interview? How about
I
everything?
Post-fight interview in the ring. It was weird, okay? But the fight itself, there was nothing weird about it. He just got beat up.
Yeah.
He's a bum.
Matrix got some serious analysis on this fight. I like it. Yeah, it is what it is. But
There's no
I don't
serious
think
analysis.
I don't think you can take too much psychological and apply it to Wilder like
He's
it's
a
just
fucking
demise.
bum.
You can't big up Fury so much either, man. You gotta fucking even it out a little bit, man.
Yeah.
De Niro said he's a fucking bum. I tapped him on the chin once, and he's doing all this.
What do you mean he can't?
Falling all over the
What do you
fucking
mean he
ring.
can't
Yeah.
big up Fury? Fury
No, I
wins
said-
every
I
second
said-
of every round. Why can't we big Fury up?
Well, listen,
Here we
I'll
go.
explain
Pete
it,
against
all
two.
right? Listen, if
Pete
you,
against
if you
two.
Yeah,
understand,
you're gonna
I'm
have to
saying
explain it good.
well, then listen up. I'll explain it. It's like the AJ
These
and
guys are
Ruiz
going at
fight.
it, man.
The AJ and Ruiz fight. It's like, all right, it happened. The first fight happened. Let's calm down. That Ruiz is the next Tyson, and then let's fucking calm down that AJ is fucking done with, and he's a fucking fucked up, and he's fucking flopping all over
No
the
one
ring.
said, what are you on
and
about? No one
he
said
should-
that shit about AJ.
I know that. I'm giving you an example. Just it's one fight. It's one nut. They're both gonna go on.
What?
and they're both-
Tell you. Look. What? So you're telling me
he
you've
pissed his
seen nothing?
pants. He saw that Tyson Fury was 270 instead of 250, and he fucking shit himself. He got fucking caught and he got mowed over. That's it. He's
Yeah,
not.
that's
He's
it.
not finished
End of
mentally.
story.
He was He's mentally before what he is. He's mentally
He's a
now what he was
tulip.
before.
Well, go ahead.
And
He's a
Fury
tulip.
is what he.
But
Say again?
okay, listen, we can't say that he's mentally. You're right, Pete. We can't say he's mentally finished now because we don't. We have to wait and see his next fight if he's actually finished.
You know who?
Right.
You know who
So-
I can say is meant.
Don't let me predict anything right on this fight.
No, like no,
Don't
but
let me predict
hold on.
anything
Let
right
me say
after
something.
tonight.
Let me say something. I agree with Stu because I do, but this is all hypothetical. I don't know. I have to see it, but I think he is mentally finished. Fernando Vargas style. Fernando Vargas style, man.
Finished. I'll tell
Did
you.
you just say, do I have to fucking predict another right thing?
I'll tell you.
Dude, that's awesome.
I'll tell you who's mentally
You
finished.
fucking English bastard. You're a
What are
funny
we gonna get a psych
person.
assessment? We're gonna get a psychological
You know
assessment.
who's fucking. You know who's mentally finished? The
Yes.
LDBC. They're fucking. Oh, it's fucking tremendous.
Oh,
I've been
man.
having a clown session all fucking week on these guys.
Yeah, you've been making some funny videos, Johnny. I've been watching your videos, bro. They fucking got me laughing, I have to tell you. I got him on YouTube in the morning. I'm making my coffee this morning. Johnny's cranking through my house through the sound system. You know what I mean, kid?
Can I say something?
They're a bunch
go
of
ahead.
bums. If you're not gonna say that, I don't want to hear what you have to say.
Yeah, I want to say something real fast. Deontay Wilder's very lucky to gone to where he's got in his career with the whole 10 title defenses. Because look, there was a puncher in the 70s by the name of Ernie Shavers. He was never world champion, and many had considered him up to this point to be the hardest puncher of all time. So Deontay Wilder very lucky to got to where he's gotten with the limited capabilities.
Interesting.
I mean, I'll say this: it's like the punching power thing. It's not a fucking video game where you're in the fucking bar punching that bag with the score on it. You know, you're not just teeing off on a fucking object like what's his name in Rocky IV, like drag. You got to actually apply it. You know what I'm saying? You got to have more than just the ability to fucking wing a punch. It's like
the thing is though, he fought like a scared fighter in there. His eyes were like it looked like deer in headlights. The way his eyes were wide open. Fucking, he had that arm pulled back, just throwing it out of desperation. He didn't even have the sting behind him like he usually has. Even the shots that landed did nothing.
Yeah,
you know, like I said, that the technique was out the window. I told you, he fought the pieces.
Yeah, but we look at Wilder's
what technique.
Well, that's
The
it.
thing
Wilder
is,
never
tell
had.
you like, no, but tell you like that right hand don't knock 40 people out if it hasn't got a bit of technique behind it. He does get it right sometimes, but
Sure.
he couldn't even get it right. He couldn't even get it right that night. I mean, like I said, he was well, fell to pieces, didn't he?
But
Take a
like,
punch's best
are we
weapon
surprised
away,
that Wilder managed to
take the
knock
punch's
out?
best weapon away. They fold like fucking like the towers.
Well, guys,
Oh.
honestly, if you watch the fight again, there's a punch that fucking Fury hits him in the second round. I think
Yes.
really hurt him.
Yeah.
No, that
Remember
hasn't
that,
started
Jim?
at all. He didn't. He
Yeah,
didn't.
there was
I said that, Jimmy. I said that just before the bell. In the second round, he took a right hand to the fucking jaw.
Exactly. I
And I
think that's what
that's
fucking
the shot.
sent him.
That's
Yep.
the shot that changed the fight. I think you're right.
I mean, that was
changed
it.
his
Since the second
mentality.
round, he didn't throw any. He did not have his legs under. Say what you will about him before the fight, he looked a little off, but he got hurt in the second round, and then that was it. I mean, that's the only round you can give him. You can't give him any rounds, really. I mean,
Why don't you
Yeah,
tell
but
the
did
truth?
he look up
Why-
when it,
stop
did he
beating around
did he
the
look
bush,
up when
tell
he
the
came
truth,
in?
He's a bum.
He didn't look up to
You're
me.
15% right now. I swear to God.
Look, when he came into the ring, like with that fucking suit on and took it off, he looked like, you know, he didn't look too bad to me. He didn't look like he was a fucking. It weren't Michael Spinks in there, was it? Let's be real. You know, I just think once he got, like I said, the occasion got to him. I think he fought scared. I think once he got hit with a big shot, like I said, I think the bit of confidence he did have just sapped out of him, and then the rest is history.
Listen,
that.
I'm ashamed of you guys today. You guys are lying. Tell the truth. He's a bum.
Yeah.
That's why he lost.
Well, you
Bum,
can see
bum.
his eyes. You look at the first round, he's more up on his toes. You can see his eyes. He's more just engaged. It's crazy, man. By the third round, watch him when he comes out in the third round. The whole mannerism's different.
How about in the
Everything,
first
you
round?
know what I
Before the
mean?
fight even started, he was pacing.
Dude,
He was pacing
scared. Go
towards the
look at
neutral
that.
corners.
Go look at when they were referees were giving instruction. Go look at his demeanor. He was afraid.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Kenny Bayless is screaming at you with those.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what, real quick, Pete. I was just gonna say, I'll tell you what too. I don't think because I thought Fury was bullshitting myself. I'll tell you what. I don't think Wilder. I thought he thought Fury was bullshitting about coming over there and bringing it to him and all this other shit. I kind of threw him off like, holy shit, he ain't lying.
But you know, when you fight though, Johnny boy, when you start realizing that this guy has a certain amount of power and he's trying to knock you out, change your game plan. But the guy, Wilder, couldn't do anything. You see, now I give Fury credit because I thought this. Every punch he was hitting Wilder with was breaking him down. I could see it. Did Wilder have an anxiety attack? Look, I wouldn't put it past him because he's not built for this, man. This was a big stage. In the biggest stage, the biggest fight of his career, which is the rematch, he gets knocked out.
Yeah.
Dude,
that
the only thing that may have happened, and it's not an excuse. It's not an excuse. When you talk shit and then the fucking devil comes to fight with you and you break down because you have an anxiety attack, that's nobody's
How
problem.
old is he?
What anxiety attack?
34.
34 years old.
I'm just
Remember,
saying,
34 on a bigger guy is a lot different than a middleweight. You never know. His legs might have betrayed him that night. We might have just watched him become an old man at fucking 34 years old. I'm just saying it's a possibility. Also, he definitely didn't believe that Fury had the capability to knock him out, because if he did, and he actually was stupid enough to tweet out,
with that tweet of him in those 3 laughing hard positions saying old pillar hands is going to knock me out. You know, and like he went in on that big time. He was on the fucking Boxing Voice, calling him, you know, pillow hands and no fucking chance that's going to happen. So, yeah, believe me, that second fucking round when he got clipped and he said that big gypsy motherfucker. Oh, speaking of gypsies, that dude fucking Hamanites, man. He got some dude, Mr. Skinny, a fucking black dude smoking a joint in his car. Funniest fucking take. You guys got to go and see. The dude's like, man, what the fuck you fucking with gypsies for? Them motherfuckers can see into the future. Dude, he said, fuck you doing? You got your ass. He said he was going to knock you out. And then he takes like 8. He's like, and then now you don't be mad because them boys saved your ass, dude. It is fucking, dude, hilarious.
Fucking with them gypsies. Fucking with them gypsies.
Don't be fucking with them gypsies. They can see into the future, dummy. That's what he says. He calls them dummy.
Hey, you know what, Jimmy? What's kind of weird and ironic, the way these PBC guys do damage control. I know Wilder was mostly inside the ring, but look, Errol Spence and Gervonta Davis. Errol Spence, with the comments that he made after the accident, it became worse. Gervonta Davis has publicly not come out and say anything on his behalf. You know, and look at Wilder. Instead of making the situation better, it's getting worse. Can't say too many great things about the Charlos either. But damage control, these guys ain't helping out their reputation. They're making it far worse. What do you think about that?
If I had a corporation, if I was serious about the PBC and I was Al Haymon, I was serious about my product, don't you think I would have at least one in-house public relations person? One $100 billion corporation, you can't have one, meaning calling Deontay, shut your phone off. Dude, do not say these things. You know, it would be in their contracts. Listen, you cannot say the stupid shit. Of course he's making it worse. Of course
exactly.
He is. If you just say, listen, fucking, and you know, everything, all right, all he's doing is elevating AJ's stature in Americans' eyes, a lot of Americans' eyes, because that dude lost. Yes, he said, yeah, it was kind of a miracle shot. I didn't see it coming. It wasn't really fucking blaming anything. But turned around and said, you know what? I lost. And what did that motherfucker do? Goes out worth more money than you could spend in a lifetime. So he doesn't even have that motivation of poor, you know, being poor. Goes out and changes his physique, changes his style, and goes back and wins his belt like a professional, kept his mouth shut. And all he did was get blasted by fucking Wilder. His performance was ridiculous in this, you know, when he won his belt back. And when he lost his belt, the shit that Wilder said about him, did fucking AJ cut him up and say he could have ripped him apart, but he didn't. I'm just saying, and he's just making AJ look even better.
Hey, Pete, call the cops. That doesn't look good. Call the cops right now.
Pete's over there picking up Vig from the fucking Fury Wilder. Just drop it through. Just drop it through the window.
Pete, that's me. I'm coming to get you.
Yeah. There was some guy jumping outside the window just a while ago.
Look at that, selling
didn't say
fucking
nothing.
shit. What's Pete doing?
He's collecting Vig from the fucking basketball game real quick.
Yeah.
No, but that's absolutely right, Jimmy. Yeah.
Yo, what are you passing dime bags out the window?
Dime bags.
This is what I say. Just give me a sawbuck through the
Can't
window.
run
Just
for
meet
me.
me at the
all
desk
live.
window.
You can't run from me, Pete.
It's all
Surrounded. I got you surrounded.
Now we know what you do for a living. Over there in Florida, maybe receiving them keys from the Cubans.
That's why I call him.
They call him Pete the Cuban.
What the fuck? What Jimmy? What were you saying about Wilder changing his style? Who's changing his style? Anyway,
No,
I
I
was
was
changing shit, man. Come on. You guys are
AJ.
fools.
I mean, look at just how every capacity, how AJ handled his loss to how Wilder's handling his.
he got a lot of shit for it too, about how nice he was being afterwards, and handing him the belts. He's a fucking.
Well, he was a fucking pro, and he treated it like, yeah, exactly.
I'd be honest with you, not that I give a shit, but you know what? If any one of those guys had a brain in Wilder's camp, they'd give him a sports psychologist and someone with a lot of patience. Try to fucking get this kid, you know, at least within reality. You know what I mean? He's been bizarre ever before the fight. He's gonna be bizarre after. I don't think it's going to be much
When
to
he
it.
was a little kid, they had a real hard time in school keeping him in classes. He would lose half a year. I read somewhere in in Alabama. I always try to find obscure stories. You know, if you can go back, you find the local paper where he's from, and you punch in his name. Sometimes blacked out, so you have to pay.
Blacked
But
out, I
a
get
lot,
it. Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like they just make you pay behind a fucking paywall. But a lot of these things you find out because they'll give stories about the youth as they become pros and more popular. They don't want to talk about. But like when he was a kid, I guess he had ADHD. Does that seem surprising? Really bad, hyperactive, would fucking attack kids and just push people over, not beating people up. But it was real. So yeah, can you picture just trying to fucking talk to that dude when he's in a wound up fucking manic mood?
The fuck's
Somebody's firing a fucking handgun.
Matrix, mute your microphone, goddammit.
Oh, sorry, guys. You can hear
Mute. Come on,
Jesus.
Bucho, get on, Mr. Mute.
Come on, man.
Hey,
Jesus Christ.
mute your
There you go.
microphone.
There
Mute your
you go.
microphone. The thing is this, Jimmy. A couple nights ago, we had a caller call in from Alabama that evidently runs into the guy all the time and says, "Bucho, am I right?" He said he didn't train for this fight.
Yeah.
He didn't train for this fight. He was fucking his girlfriend 2 nights before the fight. He was evidently the guy just doesn't fucking.
Sounds
train,
like he's living the good life, man.
I'm gonna tell you this thing about Deontay Wilder. He would have been better off with the LDBC because they've been pushing this narrative for him, and this is how it happened. This is how it started. Look, Nestor Gibbs, Blue Blood, and Ego, all them guys go visit him. They visit him and they become friends with him, and all of a sudden they start fanboying for him on their channels, and they start getting their little attention. But when they lose, come around and they get exposed, they want to defend them. But what do they have invested in it? That they become personal friends with them, and they can't really bad talk the guy because anything that he says, that they say, well, he's gonna hear, and they're hoping that he hears, like that they're always kissing his ass. But now, come and find out he loses. They don't want to say the truth because he's listening. That's why you can't make this personal relationship with fighters if you're gonna be in the media, and that's the difference
Exactly.
between
If you're gonna call yourself a media, exactly. And these clowns call themselves media. They're the new media.
The new
The fact
media.
that they actually live
Take
says
over.
that.
I've never seen any of these
Yeah.
channels. Aren't they just doing what we're doing, shooting the shit like this?
No,
Aren't they just-
they're new media. They're more serious. They're like the
New World Order. Some of these motherfuckers have 100,000 subscribers or followers or whatever it is on YouTube. But if you look at their viewer to subscriber numbers, it's pitiful.
Let me tell you something. I put that little midget fucking Fred Barbershop on for a second because I just wanted to hear what kind of nonsense was coming out of his fucking throat. And he goes, well, he had like a phone call like we just had, and he was like, well, I don't care who's rooting for or who's fighting. I'm always rooting for the darker skinned guy. I don't give a fuck who it is.
Well, there you go. There you go.
He goes, recognize. He goes, I don't care if it's two black dudes or whatever. If one's light skin and one's dark skin, I'm rooting for the dark skin one.
There you
Get
go.
the
Yeah.
fuck out of here.
Imagine how fucked up you have to be in your head to say something stupid like that.
It's easy though, right?
So
I
why
remember
not root
X.
for Terrence Crawford?
I remember
Why
X
not root for
saying.
Terrence Crawford? He's the darkest.
I remember
one
X
of them
said that he was going for Triple G because he was a little darker than Canelo.
Jesus.
No, I swear to God.
But at the same,
So who would be their all-time great then? Like Rigondeaux? No, who's the darkest guy you ever seen? In there?
Yeah, Rigondeaux.
Look,
No, I mean, like, come on, let's think
Terrence
about it.
Crawford's really dark, and they
Right
don't
now.
call
Yeah,
him
but some of these guys are fucking like whoa, like
Yes, well, Larry Holmes was black as a too. You gotta hit him.
you got a picture of you got a big stand up of Frazier in there.
Yeah, I mean, so that means you was rooting for Frazier over Ali then, because he's darker skinned.
Damn right. Oh, half white.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, man. If you're gonna pick a fight like that, I mean, you might as well pick like National Origins, probably the second most fucking pea-brain fucking zero third grade remedial school fucking basis to pick it on. That's got to be a close second. You know what I'm saying?
Shit, in the 90s, they better have been rooting for Trinidad over everybody. He was a dark-skinned motherfucker.
Well, I'm saying though, it's like you don't gotta watch the fight at that point. You don't gotta look at his technique or his jab. You just gotta say race. That's the easiest one, unless you're blind. You could see who's black and white and dark. But Then the national origin's a close second. He's from here. He's from there.
And I bet you $1,000 they wasn't rooting for Tito over Bernard. I bet you.
Oh no, Johnny! I got something I can prove too. That social media, Twitter, and that bullshit, how that's affected him. Okay, every white dude I know from this area where I live in Lowell who was watching the fight this Saturday, I talked to a lot of people, called, see what they. Every one of them was just nationalized. Who don't have Twitter, who don't go on YouTube, right? Just normal people, have nothing to do with social media. When they were going to watch that fight because they're boxing fans, we're going to go Wilder because he's the American, right? Everybody I know who's on social media wanted Tyson Fury to win. What does that tell you?
Yep. The LDBC are doing a disservice to the boxers.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I know my cousin called me up, my older cousin. He was like, yo, who you got in the
Into a
fight?
man, too. Sorry, Johnny.
He's like, who's you got in the fight this weekend? I was like, honestly, cuz it's a pick 'em. I don't want to steer you in the wrong direction. It's a toss up, bro, And he's like, you sure? I was thinking about that. I'm like, I was like, I'm not saying nothing. It's a pick 'em. Then he texted me the day after. He's like, what the fuck? There wasn't no pick 'em. He blew it,
Yeah,
beat
true.
the
It's
shit out
tough,
of that guy.
Yeah, it's tough.
I'm like, I said, I don't want to steer you in the wrong direction. Have you losing money
That's
over
what I'm
here?
saying. Going into it
Yeah.
though, you look at all those prop bets. You're like, I don't fucking know.
Yeah,
man.
those dudes who were laughing at me in the fucking remember the dudes who had a good chuckle at my expense in the fucking
chat?
were they right there? What do you call that?
The chat.
Chat. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
They've been around since. Remember that when I made my prediction?
Yeah.
You said, "Oh, I get some people in the chat laughing at me and shit, saying some shit."
Yeah.
And they've been back.
But Jimmy, pillow handed. Come on.
All I'm saying is
Don't
like,
you think we couldn't have asked for a better outcome to happen, really?
Nah.
I mean, it's just so sweet. I mean,
It's
like,
definitive.
It's brought the boxing gods back into my fucking to my life. Do you know what I mean? I was getting fed up with boxing. I'm starting to get disheartened with the sport. This just give me a kick up the backside that I needed. Because
and Stu, you're one of the few people.
Yeah, but these clowns are making it, Jimmy. These clowns are making it toxic. They're making it just a horrible place to be. And I stopped enjoying the sport.
No, I know. Yeah.
That
But dude, you were battling for a long time. I could see when you burnt out. You were battling for a while.
Battling the fucking alcohol addiction, isn't it? Getting away from this fucking crap.
Been going on for you for years, starting with the TBV, man. I remember you used to have some classics.
Yep.
Yeah. So this fight, this was the best thing that could have happened to boxing. It shut the clowns that have been.
Well, and also it's a good thing for BDA.
And
right?
Wilder's just been Wilder's been a bad champion. Wilder's not a people's champion. Never will be. What has Wilder done to get fans on his side? He's sort of like
nothing. He's bizarre.
Yeah, he purposely alienated.
He's a bum.
He purposely tried to alienate white. Listen, when you come at it with that way, and just how he came into the ring and his attitude and the shit he was saying, and then look at, because we don't know him like some of that guy in Alabama. What do we got to go by? Anytime you see him outside in public, his personal interaction, or when he's been videotaped. Remember when him and his knucklehead gang brother attacked the family in the lobby?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, dude, I hang with some fucking, well, not anymore because of my age now, but dude, I used to hang with some fucking thugs, dude. I mean, dudes with no bullshit, guys who've done long stretches for some horrible shit. And if we ever saw a family, instantly, like if shit popped off, right?
Yeah.
Say if someone was about to pop off, and then we noticed the dude was with his kids, dude, even the coldest motherfucker I know would stop right there, like, okay, boom.
Jimmy, did you notice though?
You know what I mean?
Jimmy, did you notice though? Not once in the two fucking build-ups to both fights did they once try and start on any of the Furies on the hotel. They knew
That was in Alabama. That was like in his hometown.
Exactly, in a hotel.
Yeah.
So that told me a lot about who he was and the fucking people he hangs with.
Yeah, one of my buddies.
Look, I'll tell you one thing, right? Even in Alabama, he wouldn't do it.
One of my buddies I went to high school with, he was like a year older than me too. He just got busted for he had like 275 grams of fentanyl on him because he was chopping it up with the brothers and making the dough.
He's going to federal time.
Oh, dude, he's smoked. He's smoked, dude.
He's gonna get one of those sentences from here on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm
That's
just,
what they're gonna
but I'm keeping my fucking fingers crossed that we get that fucking Loma Teofimo fight. That's a perfect fight for the spring, bro. It's a big fight. It's the top two guys in the fucking division. So I'm just knocking on wood, hope everything, because they should have announced the fucker already. It should already.
Well, it's pretty much a guarantee. I guess they're just ironing out a couple of things for Steve to tweet what he did. It's like he said, it's 99% done. I mean, just think about how. I mean, another fight Lomachenko's taken at that level. Think about it. You go all the fucking either world champions or ex-world champions, and people try to denounce his fucking resume or actually try. You got morons saying Tank Davis has got a better resume. He fought a weight drain Pedraza 3 years ago. Come on.
Yeah. Lomachenko's all right. He's average at best. But I tell you this:
yes.
Did you see Teofimo and Broner talking?
No.
He must have been in the lobby right before Broner got arrested for being there, because it looked like he was in the lobby of the Grand. But
that kid's a punk piece of
shit.
shit.
He asked him about his fight, and he goes, "Yeah, it's about 99%. We're about to sign it next week. We got a few little things to work out with the money, but."
That's about it. That's about it. Because Johnny, look, it's an in-house fight, and no splitting of the pie. You know, Bob Aaron's going to keep all the revenue. Of course, he's going to pay the fighters handsomely. They're going to make out, and it's going to be pay-per-view. You know, Lomachenko hasn't really.
Gonzalo.
Lomachenko hasn't really made a lot of money. What's his biggest payday to date, guys? About 3 million, 4 million.
I think he got guaranteed though after they were on paper, like this past fight on paper, those both guys got $3 million each, but guaranteed was $28 million. So
Lomachenko?
No, this past fight I'm talking about Wilder. So his on paper Lomachenko, I think his biggest payday was 1.7 or 2, but then he had guaranteed monies up to $7 million. I think on one of his, I think the Lara fight, not Lara, Linares. I think he was guaranteed 7 for that particular fight.
I think he nearly got that. I think he nearly got that as well to fight Luke Campbell. Although he got paid a lot. I think he got about £4 million, which is about $5-6 million.
I've had a fucking raging this fight ever since that Teofimo knocked out fucking Calme, bro. I'm like, bro, do it. Fucking do it. I don't
care. If Lomachenko beats this fucking dude, it's sick. That's going to be such a look. At nobody will touch that fucking kid. Are you kidding me? Look at the fucking who this kid fights. The fact that people would say, even question this kid's resume is to me, like Sue just said, it's toxic. It's fucking disgusting.
Have you ever seen anybody operate like that in the ring, Jimmy? I mean, you've been watching boxing.
Never. Never.
Even early on, when he was fighting guys you didn't know who. I mean, they weren't big names. His first few fights, I'm like, holy shit, what the fuck is that?
I watched with Mickey and Dickie, okay, who've forgotten more than I know, right? I mean, Dickie's great boxer. And I watched, because I watched their expression, and Dickie just sat there with his fucking mouth open.
Right.
Oh my, like, holy shit. It's insane. It's a ballet what this fucking kid is doing, and he's doing it against elite level competition.
And even if I'm saying, even early on when they weren't elite level. I mean, I know Miggsy knew who they were, but I didn't know.
You have to go back to the images, really. I mean, if you think about it.
No, I'm talking about just the hand swiping, hand swipe move where he pulls the glove down and hooks. I don't think I've ever seen that in the ring before. I don't know
what my favorite was. You know what my favorite was with Lomachenko, and this is why he's my fucking favorite fighter, right? I like Jason Sosa. Nothing against the tough little Puerto Rican kid. But the fucking number he did on Jason Sosa was that fucking thing was 1,000%, 1,000 times over, bro. And I like Jason Sosa, but that was a fucking dude. I was like, holy shit, dog.
I agree with you, but I did feel bad for Jason Sosa.
This is the thing with the
I like Jason Sosa too, Jimmy.
Me too, kid. Yeah, me too.
Go Stu, sorry, buddy. The LDBC. What they're going to do, Johnny, right? Because they're fucking hatred for Lomachenko, they're going to force these young guys to, well, not going to force them because they've got no say, but they're going to try and push these young fighters onto Lomachenko and get them hurt and get them schooled, mentally fucking destroyed for the rest of their careers, you know.
Start pushing Tank. Push a little harder.
Yeah, but they won't push Tank. They'll push Devin Haney and people like him. You know, like all of a sudden they've jumped on Teofimo's nuts. I mean, I don't, you know.
They don't like Teofimo. Stop it. They need to stop.
Exactly.
But if it's a chance for him to knock out Lomachenko, listen, I've realized with this,
That's all it is. That's all
it's
it
a
is.
visceral hatred.
That's
Yeah,
why I
they'll
call
pick anyone against
That's
them.
why I call them. That's why I call them fans of convenience, Stu.
Every Spanish boxer, if they're listening, if you ever find yourself fighting a white guy the LDBC hates or Asian or whatever, and you knock them out, and they try to jump up in joy and try to shake your hand, just give them a dirty look, like I ain't do this for you, you fucking piece of shit, and walk away from it. That's it.
Maricón.
That's what I would do.
Maricón.
I would listen, man. I would if I knew about these guys, man, and if I happen to be like a Teofimo, one of those guys, I win a big fight against somebody they hate. If they try, I'd be like, get the fuck out my face.
Yeah, but let me ask you a question.
You don't even like me. You don't
Let
like
me ask you a
Have you
question.
noticed though? Have you noticed though? Look, hey,
That's
not
real
once
shit.
really,
Recognize. That's real shit.
Listen, they never before the
real.
build up to this this second fight, they never really criticised Tyson Fury much because Fury was the only thing on his resume that made him relevant, sort of thing. So if they'd have criticised Fury, they'd been sort of criticised Wilder because Fury won that fight. We all know that. So they sort of like left Fury alone, but they went after Lomachenko, Manny Pacquiao, all Usyk. They've gone after all of them. Canelo. I mean, they're just fucking haters, man, and they're top.
They're going after Triple G today on Twitter.
Triple
Big
G's
time.
the worst. Sorry, I forgot. How can I forget about Triple G? They're fucking.
They're going after
killing
Matrix.
the guy. They even jumped on Canelo.
Chocolatito, they've been after him too.
They even
Ever
jumped on
since Matrix announced his
Canelo.
86%, they've been going after him too. But I'll tell you this, they really didn't have nothing to go after Tyson Fury about. He handled himself properly. You know,
Yeah, he did.
They're only going after him now again because
exactly.
Wilder's fucking rhetoric, that interview that he gave, he just gave him the green light to go after him. You know what I'm saying?
Hey Gonzalo, have you seen that Julio Cesar Martinez fight, the flyweight kid?
Yeah, we didn't talk about him his last fight, but he's really, really good. You guys know about him, right?
That kid's becoming one of my favorite.
90 seconds.
Yeah, never mind Terrence Crawford. This guy's a better switch hitter on the fly.
Yeah, he's a monster.
Yeah, can I'd make a prediction right now, a bold one, and I'd stand by it right now. I don't give a fuck who in the PBC welterweights. If they want to fight Virgil Ortiz tomorrow, I put my money on Ortiz against any of them right now.
Hey, is this true? Is this true? PBC have lost 5 belts recently. I mean, I saw a comment.
They're fucking going. Listen, everything that's gone wrong could go wrong. They've lost their selling point now. Their biggest moneymaker was fucking this dude. But although right now 800,000 buys, they're just breaking even according to Aram at 800.
Yeah, but you got to remember though. Yeah, but you got to remember the British pay-per-view. Then you sell your rights to the other countries. They'll do all right, man. They're going to do all right.
They're talking about, like, I guess they're going by the Americas. How it works in the United States, they're being paid in the United States. So for tax reasons, yada yada yada, how their businesses are set up, they go by the pay-per-view that way. But he did figure all that in. He said when we get everything across the country, blah blah blah. He goes, we're going to be lucky to break even. But like Bob said, and that's only because of Tyson.
They'll do more than that. Look,
that's only because of Tyson. But they got $56 million
that's
guaranteed, dude. They got
look, if they get 900,000,
who did?
If they get 900,000, I think that's quite good. Listen,
Yeah,
we're in an era now where hang on a sec, Dimmy. Hang on a sec. We're in an era now, right, where you can just fucking get up in the morning, put YouTube on, and fights in HD for you. So it's taken away a lot of the pay-per-view. People are just watching it in the morning. It's hard to fucking sell these pay-per-views at $80 pop. So I think 850, 900,000. I think it's great going. Let's be real.
That's
Canelo only holds them numbers because the Canelo Golovkin held them numbers because there's a lot of Mexicans on board as well. Let's be real.
And it was a good fight too.
Stu, that's what my old man was like, because he just come to the hospital and shit. He's like, well, I was thinking about buying that fucking Fury Wilder fight just to give me something to watch, whatever. He says, but I ain't paying $80 fucking. He says, in the undercard, shit. And I says, I'm not, and plus of the heavyweight boys, somebody might get knocked the fuck out in 2 rounds. I ain't.
And he paid the undercard dudes good money too. They got paid good money, but no, it just in guaranteed purses for the fucking main event was 56. Let me see, 2020. Hold on. Yeah, $56 million. And remember, if they sell half at 800,000 pay-per-views, 50% right off the top goes to the carrier.
No, they took a
So
loss
they're
from him. That's a big
so
purse.
so now they're only dealing with 400,000 pay-per-views. That's what I'm saying. That's what I mean. At 56, this was guaranteed. It was in Forbes. It was in Forbes SI.
What,
It was on
20 and 20 for each guy?
28 million
but
each.
then
They were
you
both
got
guaranteed
then you
28
got to take
million.
into
Then he
account.
took a loss,
Yeah, but
man.
then you got to take into account all the money at the gate. You got to take into account
They had
the money all
17 million. They had
worldwide.
a record gate. Second,
Yeah, but
$17 million.
the thing is, though, you can't just go. You can't just say a fight's made this amount of money just by going by American numbers, because you've got to add it all up at the end of the day and then see. Look, they'd have done all right. It would look. They're not made millions, but there's no fighter out there now really that's gonna put on a card. Really, that's gonna fucking do the money that Pacquiao and Mayweather made. Them days are over.
Joshua Fiore, I bet you would do fucking 2
Huge,
million.
gigantic,
Yeah,
bro.
that's the biggest fight in boxing right now.
I bet you that would do 2 million here in the States. I'd be willing to say that, or
I
at
don't
least
know.
a
Do you
million
think
and a half.
so? No, do
The
you think
Yeah, I
so?
believe so. Yeah, no, I believe so. I believe we'd do with Fury too now, especially like
If it
you
was
just
here,
said.
though,
He
Jim.
took
If it was
on,
here,
yeah, no,
Jim.
yeah, if it,
But
yeah,
but the Jimmy, but the
because he
thing
really is
about
taking on
that,
this country.
the thing about that is, you would look. Josh was with the Zone, so you had all these people sign up to the Zone because Anthony Joshua. If you would say, okay, we're gonna make cross promotion, and you get people to pay a pay-per-view, wouldn't that be an arbitration
It
for
can't be in the
Anthony
States.
Joshua?
Yeah, that's why it can't be in the States. He's on the zone. He's on the zone.
Yeah.
In the States, so it
No,
can't be.
the hard time I finding how they would do business.
They can't. In other words, if he fights in the States, AJ, it's on the zone for free. So
But
what
no,
I'm trying to
but
tell you,
no, but brother, remember when they first started the zone? This is important. When they first announced this thing,
yeah,
what was the first thing in their header? Joshua not applicable. That was the big thing. Not Joshua. He still will be involved in pay-per-views. He straight up said it when he announced it. He knew it then. Yeah, no, I'll try to find the article.
I think 2 million's just a bit.
Well, probably
like I
at one point.
I was getting carried away with the numbers on Wilder Fury because I saw how much it had been advertised. I mean, the ESPN and Fox did a brilliant job of trying
Well,
to
didn't
get
you?
this fight
You said 8. Didn't you say 758? I thought you agreed with me.
Yeah, I
That's
said
what I thought
800. I said 800,000 to a million,
which
but
is
I wouldn't be
excellent,
surprised.
dude.
But I said I wouldn't be surprised if it went to 1.3 because I did have high hopes. But like I said, when you think about it, we're in an era now where you can just go to bed early, get up in the morning. It's on HD and YouTube for you. You know?
Dude, his last pay-per-view did just what? His last pay-per-view, and in reality, did under 200,000. Wilder. So know what that tells me? That means Fury carried majority of that.
he carried the first fight too. He carried the first fight. So what did the first fight do?
Well, the first fight, the first fight was 300-something thousand pay-per-views. So it was Fury, without a doubt.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Fury's, I mean, in Wilder's last 2 pay-per-views, not involved Bob Arum, lost tens of millions of dollars. He got paid $20 million guaranteed for his last 2 fucking pay-per-views. 2 complete total no
So he got
hope.
20 million for Brazil, 20 million
for Washington.
And he made 30 million for this fight, so he's made.
He made 20. Yeah, he got 28 million for this one. He's at 70 million.
$70 million in his last 3 fights. He still left $30 million on the table, or
50. It was 120 they offered him.
Yeah, $50 million on the table. That's good money. Don't get me wrong. That is good money.
Not when they're paying Spence and Porter $2 million a piece, and then pay-per-view upside. No, they fucking 20 million my ass. They can say all that all they want, but that's all about trying to leverage.
You don't think it's 20 million?
Bucho Espinosa.
So what you're saying
Espinosa.
What you're saying, Pete, is you don't think he's really making 20 million?
I'm saying how are they going to pay? In other words,
how do you pay him that?
Hey, he can break kind of even with the rematch, so he can catch 2 beatings for the price of 1.
The reason he's going for the rematch is to probably cash himself out. That's probably going to be the biggest payday for him. Is that fight.
Plus, I'm sure a lot of it's deferred.
Fury could really fuck
Probably
his head
advanced.
up. Hold on, let me finish this point. Fury could really fuck his head up. Fury could say, "Okay, I want 70% of this of the price now, and I also want the fight."
It's 60-40 in the contract, though, bro. It's 60-40 in the contract.
I thought it was down the middle, 50-50. That's
no,
what
you could.
Not in the
rematch. The rematch is set in stone at 60-40.
Oh, okay.
No,
60-40 for the winner. So
for the winner,
if Deontay Wilder would have won, it would have.
Wait a minute, guys. You're forgetting something. Joshua had a set rematch clause for Ruiz, $9 million. Ruiz bargained.
Yeah, it's negotiable. Yeah.
It's
You can hold out.
negotiable. So you guys are not looking at that part. He could say, "Fuck that! I want 70%. No fight."
Well, then
He
fucking
could say that.
dude. This is Aram calling the shots. That if Wilder wants the rematch, if he wants another pay-per-view, then he can hold out or he can demand 90-10 if he wants. But
I think the reason why Ruiz renegotiated because the fucking fight got moved to Saudi Arabia.
No,
yeah,
but
because a judge here in the United States would hold that. They would just sue him.
Yeah, which
that's
is
a
why.
signed contract. You know what I mean?
Which is why if I'm Fury and you don't like it, I'm gonna fucking go to the UK. Fucking stay here and fight
no, I don't have to.
agree.
He doesn't have to fight Wilder. He doesn't have to fight Wilder again. He could just say,
"Yeah,
fuck off."
I hope that's the case. I don't want to see it again.
Yeah, you can renegotiate, but the thing about it, look, 60-40 was for the winner, and whoever won was going to get the 60, and whoever lost is getting the 40. So if Wilder would have got the 60,
right.
And the Deontay Wilder fight, no correction, in the Joshua Ruiz fight, Joshua was the A side. Okay, so the B side won, so he was claiming he wanted more money. So he got it, but here the winners to get the 60. So it's pre-established that the winner get the biggest part of the pot.
The issue
so
is
it's like it fixes in itself because whoever won gets the lion's share.
Yeah, but the question
the
is
other
this.
fight, the loser was the A side. The B side wanted the lion's share, but no, here the lion's share gets determined by the victor, and the victor, is getting 10% more. Well, 20.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is 60-40 of what? In other words, Deontay Wilder can make more money, net money on this rematch if he simply lets Fury go handle his business with AJ. They're gonna let's just say the Saudis. If there's any Saudis listening, okay.
Yeah, I'm Bucho.
I'm
Bucho
here.
Saudi.
Yeah.
Yes.
My people.
Yeah, Bujo's folks over in Saudi. If y'all really want to have a boxing fight over there, get a couple barrels of oil together, get $50 million more.
Yeah.
And fucking have these two go over there. You're gonna sell a shitload of pay-per-views in the UK. It's only 3 hours behind. You're gonna have have ISIS sponsored by ISIS for the site fee.
The biggest fight in British history, probably.
Imagine
it taking a place in Saudi Arabia. Taking it place in Saudi Arabia.
Bucho's the Saudis because he's King Bucho.
King
Bucho.
That's right.
Off kidding aside, Joshua Fury would have to be in England. You would have to have in London. That would
they would have.
Jimmy, don't be surprised.
Yeah,
don't be surprised.
You can't argue with that side fee.
No.
No, I understand, but I'm just saying that's such like what Bucho just said. That is such a historic heavyweight fight. Britain is with their fucking historic fucking resume that country has. I mean that's where the sport started. To have two of the biggest heavyweights.
They better get Brexit done because these Saudis got the oil.
That's done.
Yeah, that's nothing.
Brexit passed, dude. That's a done deal. They're out.
Hey guys, can I just quickly interrupt? There's a comment in the chat that says Deontay Wilder's withheld Breland's purse from the fight.
Oh, no. Okay, now we don't know if that's true. Come on.
Are you serious?
No.
Yeah,
are you kidding?
I was hoping some of you guys would fill me in on that. But listen,
that is criminal.
If this is true, it wouldn't surprise me one bit with Deontay Wilder, man.
No.
This guy, there's no limit to which this man was scrape. I'm telling you.
And let's be honest, man.
The guy's doing his job. The guy is doing his job basically. And he's paying the price.
Guys, he could just sue him.
No, there's no contract for trainers. But the thing is that it goes to show you.
What do you mean there's no contract?
There's no contract for trainers.
You heard me.
They both. I'm sure they both had an agreement that's on paper. I'm sure they do.
Such a handshake.
What kind of no?
It's purposely not done. Purposely not done.
Dude. Breland is gonna he's gonna have a handshake deal with a fighter and say, in your biggest fight where you make the most money,
you can just cut me loose.
Hey,
come on.
I'm not a boxing trainer.
Nah, but we've been doing so long.
Pete has inside information.
A zillion fucking trainers talk about it. Joe Goosens talked about it in depth. Freddie Roach has talked about it in depth.
Shitty fights. No?
No, they're the trainers from any fighter. It doesn't matter the fighter. These are trainers talking about. It's the only entity in the boxing. The promoters, the managers, the promoters and the managers are in the contract and turn into the commission. Not trainers. Never trainers.
Never.
That is not.
I'm sure that's after an established relationship.
Yeah,
after maybe they're working
yeah.
together.
doubt that.
You weren't just walking off the street and say, "Hey, I want you to train me for a world title fight where I'm going to make millions of dollars, and I promise you, this is what I'm going to pay you."
Yeah, that's
no
the
motherfucker.
stupidest
You know
way
what I
to
mean?
do
But like,
business.
it's
That is the
different. Like this
stupidest
guy,
way.
Mark Breland's been with Deontay Wilder for years. It gets to stage where he probably won't have to do a contract. You know, you just trust him. You keep
He's
getting
probably
paid.
been like family to him.
You guys
You know what?
Golovkin and Sanchez.
Let it play out. Roy Jones said one time, "What a piece of shit." You know what Roy Jones said one time? Patience is a virtue. Let it play out. Even the LDBC is going to throw this guy under the bus when it comes down to it. Just give it some time.
I haven't heard much hate for. I've heard a lot of support for Breland. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. At least read it. I don't know who's black and white, but
not from the LDBC, dude.
No,
they're crucifying him. Oh yeah,
No, the
they're
LDBC thinks that it's his fault. He was in on it with Wilder and with Fury and the Andre.
Oh, even Anthony Durrell
by
getting
Sugar
down.
Hill, and that Sugar Hill had, listen, shut up, okay? Like nobody believes that.
Steve Kim reached out to all the top trainers. He made sure most of them are black, and Bredman, fucking Rozier, all of them, and asked them all, to see, what. To a man, they all said that was the right thing to do, and I would have done the same thing. So he just has more and more. So he's becoming more isolated. You know what I mean? Now it's just becoming an echo chamber. He's going to live even more in that.
Well, let's be
also
be honest. He's not doing. Wilder's not sitting down doing the books with a calculator.
The fucking weirdo.
This is Finkel. You know what I'm saying? Finkel and
am I the only one who hears Stu? Because I think sometimes I think
listen, he's a weirdo.
I hear him really good, and I'm hearing you guys less. But every time I hear Stu start to talk to me, I always hear other people talking too. I'm not trying to call anybody out right now. I'm just saying it's happened so much tonight. Is it people having a hard time hearing him?
It'd be nice to get in on the convo now and again. That's all.
Go ahead, Stu. What you got?
Stu.
No, go ahead, man.
All right, hold on. G Boogie is in here, and G Boogie sent a contribution. He says Teofimo Lopez is not black enough for the LDBC narrative. Okay, and G Boogie is here with us. G Boogie. All right, he's not there.
What's up, panelists? How everybody doing?
What's up?
G Boogie.
All right, well, we're gonna end it soon, so you better get in a few words.
Yeah, Jimmy. I think that what you were saying about trainers and stuff, I think they have a side contract besides the promoters and stuff like that. I don't know. I'll have to ask my cousin. He knows Rozier. So.
Well, Rozier just had a big problem with Jacobs. It's funny you said that too, because remember, he was supposed to be like a fucking son, and then all of a sudden Jacobs tried to change that, and he actually used the term contract, try to change the contract on me from 15 to 10. Or no, what did he say? He tried to drop it 5%, but he was just shocked that he would do that on his biggest payday ever. He turned around and tried to take some money away from him. And Rozier was, blindsided. But that happens sometimes, they'll try to, when they want. I guess that's the same thing Triple G did. It's funny because Rozier shit-talked Sanchez when that happened with Triple G and him. He was all, he said some shit, then what's the name turned around and did to him? Little payback. It's like the pillow comment in the hands. Should have never said that about Fury. Never say that about a fighter. It's like, listen, when you tweet out, motherfucker, pillow hands, good night. It's like, man, growing up, how many times you done this as a kid? Stupid. Hey, watch this. And something stupid. Hey, right? You fucking go to jump off something, you fall out of it. You just something stupid. And that to me is like, that's a watch this moment. Fucking calling out a dude's power before a fight. Not smart.
I have less a problem with that kind of shit. That's more like I don't know. I guess that's promotion as much as you can do. That's about the most.
You never see that though, right?
But the thing is, but that's about the most. That's about the most like normal promotional thing that he said. Everything else, he's yelling or he's fucking like he's a preacher or he's possessed. I'm just saying, like the shit in the lobby of the hotel room. To me, that's fucking despicable type shit right there.
Absolutely.
Agreed.
Absolutely.
With all right, guys, we're gonna end it. All right, because we got another
Yeah, I
show
was
tomorrow.
watching a program on Sky Sports back in 2013 when they had it was called Gloves Are Off with I forgot that British guy, but anyway, he had Frank Bruno, Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, and Lennox Lewis, and the British Commonwealth champion from 1995. I forgot the gentleman's name, so I apologize for that. But why I'm bringing this up is because of Tyson Fury words, what he said at the ending of the interviews and stuff like that. He said, let me tell you something. There's nobody to blame but yourself. And that is a great comment because that's what Deontay Wilder is doing. He's giving excuses. His LDBC people are giving excuses. All that excuses, but there's nobody to blame but himself. He wore the costume or whatever. It's him. He didn't exercise or whatever. It's him.
Yeah.
So it's just funny how the narrative, they try to push a narrative, and then Tyson Fury kind of summed it up 7 years ago.
Like my father used to say, when you tell him, oh, there was a reason for it, my father would say, there's not much of a difference between a reason and an excuse, huh, kid? He used to always say that to me.
Yeah.
No, let me tell you a reason why it happened. Yeah, a reason.
And by the way, he won't be able to improve if he doesn't accept that the mistakes were made
That's
by him.
just if I get my ass whooped, I go one-on-one with somebody, I get my ass whooped, okay, he's the better man.
Improve, yeah. And then you have
what else reason is there?
Tyson Fury is more dangerous now because not that he didn't know this before, but he just realizes that he can take a motherfucker out, especially weighing at 270.
Absolutely.
All right, so let's just say that. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say now that I've learned more about Tyson Fury, I wanted to really see how he was as a person. I try to eat up as much, personal shit as I could. I'm really worried about this, but kind of part of his personality, knowing addiction and hearing about his personality. He's the type of dude, plus addiction this is a huge part. Like he says, if I don't have something focused, like if I've reached my goal, I get wicked in my head. So he don't care about, like you said, I had Ferrari money. You think that would have mattered to me? I felt like a piece of shit because I was so in my head that none of it meant. So my point is, I hope right now he still has the right people in place to keep him busy, keep him focused, and so he doesn't end up back in that dark place. Because it could easily happen again.
Like post Klitschko, right? Where he just
exactly.
You don't like success. It's kind of like a.
Right. He said, like he said, he was 24 years old. He reached his pinnacle. He's like, wait a minute, this is what I wanted. When I met him when I was 16, I told him I was going to beat you someday. And he said, I done it. Now he goes, he was driving down his Ferrari and he went up on a bridge because he knew this particular bridge in England he could get killed. And he just thought of his kids the last second. He's like, he pictured other little kids saying your dad was a fucking punk and your dad chickened out. He took a coward's way out. He was choking up and he was saying like fucking, and he didn't want to do that to his kids. And that's when he had and it was an epiphany. And the next day he said his wife heard it in his voice, but he said, I realize I'm on a tightrope. I got to stay focused because it's so easy. And that's where I come in. I know that too from addiction. Don't take nothing. You can be clean for 10 years, dude. You pick up on a Friday, by Monday, you're back where you were at your fucking, it's crazy, man. You just
and in this case too, it's actually a positive that could trigger it. Like after the Klitschko fight, it's actually it's like an ascent. It's like an ascent could be the trigger. Success could be that trigger. Not
exactly. No, it's terrible. So I just hope he surrounds himself. I hope he has the right people. Well, his wife says he said his wife now knows the signs to look for.
He's also got to be in love with the sport, or if not, at least with the money that he's making now. Because he said, I watched that interview too, that Jimmy, that he said that he was never about the title defenses. That when he reached the top, he wasn't like these other guys that wanted to keep on defending. Not because he didn't have the talent, just the motivation. Because I know he loves his kids and his family, but what the depression is like, he just wasn't in love with the sport.
Exactly. Did you guys see the Joe Rogan interview?
Yeah.
I suggest you watch it, man. Listen. For a fucking, he's an alpha male, obviously. Almost all boxers are. But to be a big dude like that, to open up and like to talk about his mental illness and shit, I'm just saying, I gained a lot more respect for that dude. He's a lot deeper thinker than I thought he was. And anyways, that's how I developed. I thought he was going to take him out early. So that's.
I tell you what. It's remarkable that it's an accomplishment that he came to grips with it and he's able to speak about it. Not justified, or he's not in any kind of delusion of himself. That's what I took from that first fight. He handled himself very well before and after.
Yeah, he's got a gun.
Guys.
Holy. Okay.
We have to end the show. We have to end the show.
You just triggered Bucho. Now he wants to go get him.
Don't
Bucho's
trigger
gonna go fuck us up, brother. Bucho, thanks for having us, Stu, guys, brother, all the boys out there. Thank you for having me on again tonight, guys.
All right, thank you for coming, Jimmy, and
yeah, please. And the next
everybody.
time, just stop sugarcoating it. Just say the kid's a bum.
Yeah, scream it out. Just go ahead.
One more time.
I was going to ask you, what do you got to say about it? He's a bum.
Dude's a
God bless,
fucking
Jimmy.
bum.
New World Order.
God bless, gentlemen.
All right.
God bless.
All right, take care, guys.
Hey, I appreciate that you weren't eating on the show today. I recognize I didn't hear you.
That's something new.
Chomping down them Cheetos.
Working out, a.k.a. working out.
Thanks,
Working out.
Appreciate it.
Fucking bullshit. All right, guys. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow for another BDA Boxing Show. And I want to thank people who donated: Steven Schneider, Mark Boxeo, Chris K, Fireman, Jose Anaya, Apology Man, Lobito Den Boxing, which is Gonzalo, Foul Pole Boxing, and G Boogie. Thank you for your contributions. We will see you next time. Take care.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend you.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I kiss you on the mouth.
No, I'm not cool with that. Just, I'm sorry.
One more time.
I'm disappointed in every one of you.
I mean, I'm dealing with degenerate animals.
I'm disappointed in every one of you. Disappointed in every one of you.
All right, come on.
Honestly, I can't do it, man. I'm disappointed in every one of you.
Let me tell you why.
It's gonna be all right, Nicky. Go ahead, shoot.
You just killed a little fucking man.
What are you going to do about it?
Yeah, because you got nothing. You don't got a thing. Yeah, because you got nothing. Lobito! Got nothing.
I want to get out of this rat hole. I want to get online. I need
BDA Boxing.